different feel. But now that I've shaved it off, you know, I got a little weaker. It's like Samson. Got a little weaker out there.
Yeah, you bring back Afro Thunder.
I can, I guess so. But then it gets all tangly, and I don't want to pick it out. And then it gnats, and it's like, I'm good.
Isn't that what ZB can do? Huh? Hey, ZB, come over here and do my hair. Get my hair did. Right?
I don't know if he's going to want to do that.
Well,
you know?
I don't know what this team was thinking. And because you're a positive thinker, which I appreciate, have you ever heard the saying, don't be mad at the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in? Because that's what I really feel. Like, we're all mad about inside linebacker. We're all mad about tight end. But the work wasn't put in to fix those things. You know what I mean? Not properly. Like, Greenlaw is a great fix when he's healthy, but you have to be ready in case he's not healthy. Evan Ingram's a great fix when he's healthy, but you have to be ready in case he's not ready.
So are you saying
these guys just doing the same old stuff?
So are you saying like George and Sean kind of put their eggs all in one basket when it came to Dre Greenlaw and even Evan Ingram? Because
they put them in 4 baskets.
Okay, because Hufanga,
the 4, yes.
Hufanga, Evan Ingram,
JK,
Dre Greenlaw, and
Dre.
JK.
Yep.
And 2 of them right now don't seem to be working out. Now
no
it's
baskets.
early, it's early, but let's see how it works out by the end of the year. Were you that guy? Were you the guy that was banging the table that you wanted a tight end?
Yes, in this draft. Yeah,
in this draft.
Was historically,
even if it was Evan Ingram, and we knew that Evan Ingram was going to be here
Evan
at that
Ingram,
time.
but draft Oronde Gadsden, who went in the 5th, and we saw him in his very first game. Oronde Gadsden was tearing up the Broncos, even in crunch time.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to that. Don't be mad at the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in.
No, I mean, I understand, look, for someone like Dre Greenlaw, he's been hurt for a long time now. 2023, when they were in the Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers, Dre Greenlaw had that freakish accident where he was jumping up and down as a warm-up during the game to run into the game, pops his Achilles. Then he only shows up the next year for 2 games. After 2 games, he was shut down for the rest of the year.
Right.
And now he still hasn't been available since.
And I think it was Mike Kliss this morning said something about, like, the quad history goes back to high school.
Yeah, I heard him
with
say
Dre Greenlaw. I was like, oh, my God.
Mike
so, again,
we're doing some investigation.
You have to have a plan, and then you have to have a good reserve plan. And I think Sternad and Singleton at his current state, that's not a good reserve plan. I think that, and we have a danger here, if something happens, JK needs to miss some time, you're not ready. You're not ready.
They have a secret weapon. Cease. They got a secret.
Is it Jalil?
They got a secret weapon.
It's a secret weapon? Can I know the secret? Is this a drive thing? Come on. I'm in with you guys.
The secret weapon's sitting
cool
right
with
there
you guys.
with street clothes on.
Jalil. I want to see Jalil. I honestly do. More than Tyler Bidet, because Bidet can do everything. Jalil can do this one certain category, but he can do it better than anyone else on the roster. In that one, basically inside the 10, go get to the pylon, like, he can do that. And I'd like to see, with his 12 pounds added to his upper body, 12 pounds of muscle, I guarantee you Jalil McLaughlin will break a tackle this year. Something that he has not done.
He did it a couple times in a preseason game.
One game didn't count. One run didn't count, but he still broke it.
That's right. It came back from penalty, and I'm almost who took that penalty?
Was it McGlinchey?
No, it was a receiver.
It was
Pat
a receiver.
Bryant.
Was it Pat Bryant?
It was Pat.
Oh,
look, Phil remembers when Jalil was wronged. He's like, it was Pat. That preseason run that didn't count. I remember it.
That rookie receiver, Pat Bryant.
Why didn't they have a better plan, like a backup plan? You know, why aren't you drafting around? God bless Caleb Lohner. He's going to be the greatest tight end of all time, and I'm totally being a smartass, which is better than being a dumbass, because, listen, like, in this tight end class, you can't get a Luke Lachey, you can't get a Oronde Gadsden. Harold Fannin, by the way, David Njoku might be on the trade block. Phil, do some digging. Because you could get Njoku. People have asked me that online, like, what could they do at tight end? I'm like, go get David Njoku, because Harold Fannin, who was right there staring at you, he's taken over, right? So, like, you have an opportunity because your initial plan wasn't followed with a great backup plan. In case, you needed to double up, like double secure, right? You're building a fence, you're putting in, insulation in your house.
And both of you guys wanted a tight end no matter what.
This
right?
class was great.
In the higher round.
Historic class.
Even in addition to Evan Ingram, that should not stop the Broncos from going into that draft and grabbing one of those guys.
Yeah.
And it was so historically deep, and I know you just mentioned that, but it was so historically deep that was a big-time regret. And Lohner doesn't count. We know that is a developmental lotto ticket.
It's all by himself.
Yep. And if it works out, If it works out, then man, the Broncos will look smart. But that's not
Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt was
concrete.
drafted right by Caleb Lohner, and he's starting for the Commanders. So I'm like, I get what you're saying at that position. Like, you're not starting Caleb Lohner or whatever. Like, that's 3 years from now. The Commanders got a starting running back in the 7th round.
Yeah.
Like, it was there, and it's not like we didn't talk about Bill, because we did. All of us did. It's like, all right, what was the plan in case these things didn't work? Why don't you draft Jihad Campbell? And then Greenlaw, it's like, oh, Greenlaw's hurt, but you got Jihad Campbell, who looks like a stud for the Eagles now. And Howie Roseman's so insane, he had to move up one spot for Jihad. The Chiefs were going to take Simmons because that was their guy. Howie had to move up from 32 to 31 just so he could get Jihad Campbell. Like, come on, man. You had the plan, but you needed to have the security of a good backup plan, and they just went back to guys they already have. Lucas Kroll, Adam Troutman aren't the answer.
Yeah, and now with Dre Greenlaw, how concerned are you now? Is it a situation, because I know Zach and I are getting ready to talk about it a lot today, but is it a situation where, like, your concernometer is like at a 10? Or do you believe that, like, once Dre Greenlaw finally touches that football field, everything is going to be peaches and cream, you're going to be ready to go?
What confidence should any of us have that when Dre Greenlaw is out there, he's going to stay out there? And I hate to be that way, but isn't that the best way?
You'd have to be manufacturing the confidence, and that's called hope.
It's called hopium. People on YouTube today were calling it hopium.
Hopium.
You taking some of that hopium. You smoking some of that hopium.
Got to have a little hope and faith, though. You do.
A little bit, and we know that when he's healthy, there's all-pro talent there, but how healthy is it? And does it happen at the right time? Is he healthy in December? If that's the answer, he's healthy in the playoffs? Good. Are they going to make it there? You know what I mean? Like, listen, these things, they're just not given to you. You got to go earn it. And the Broncos in the last 2 weeks have dropped 2 games that they should have won.
It's painful, man. It's painful. How you feeling a day later?
Or do you want me to take back some of the stuff I said about Bo Nix?
No.
Oh, okay.
What were you saying about Bo Nix? You were protecting Bo Nix. I was saying the most dirt's on Bo's hands, and you were, like, blocking for him.
I was the only one blocking for him out there. The offensive line wasn't.
Stop. I mean, yeah. I mean, we do need to talk about the O-line, but in general, how you feeling?
I feel okay. The world is not ending. The sky is not falling. It was good to see the Baltimore Ravens lose. I'm not gonna lie, because they're in the AFC. Whatever that's worth.
As long as they beat Kansas City this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be a fun game.
You know, and you have Kansas City that's 1-2. The Raiders don't look all that great. Now I know they're still a tough team. So everything's right in front for the Denver Broncos. They still control their own destiny. So I'm feeling good because of the games that the Denver Broncos have been in so far. The last 2 games have ended with, like, the gut-wrenching field goals that went in for these teams, where it's like, hey, if you make a couple adjustments throughout that game, if you find ways to make a couple more plays, you win the game. So I'm feeling good. And Sean actually did, going back and watching film, Sean actually did put together a really good game plan.
Look at you.
That set up 2 touchdowns.
Why is it today, and sorry to interrupt, Phil.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Today we did a poll on YouTube. 14% of people are out on Bo Nix. Out. Like,
is Zach by one of them? Go back and see.
I mean, honestly, I would have thought it would, just knowing how fiery the fan base could be. If you asked me to guess the percent, I would actually guess a little bit higher.
After 10 years of quarterback hell?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I just know the fiery nature and the proximity to the game in which he was most responsible, in my opinion, at least, for the loss.
It left his hand. Yeah.
You know, and so, but that's actually more healthy of a composed fan base than I would have anticipated.
Answer might have been different yesterday.
Yeah, see, and that's what I mean. If you had posted that question even closer to the game and the emotions are running so hot, it might have been 23% instead of 14%. So that's fun, though. That's fun. The YouTube poll, I love that. We're growing, Cease. We're growing that channel day by day. All right, thanks for sticking around, Cease. Appreciate you, man. All right. We'll get back to how we're feeling a day after Reaction Monday. Also, is there a reason to be concerned when it comes to a vital tandem on the Broncos defense? That's next.
Ralphie's 7 ran wild at Folsom Field, and the Buffs rolled over the Cowboys in a much-needed win. Can Coach Prime and company keep the momentum rolling as they begin their slate of conference play in the Big 12? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And if you're looking for fine jewelry or a great timepiece, just like I was, why wouldn't you want to shop where some of the world's leading designers are sold? Make it easy on yourselves. Williams Jewelers helped me find my new Tudor watch, and they can do the exact same thing for you. And if it's not about a watch, it's about any type of jewelry you're looking for. Whatever you want, they will have. And they treat you just like family the minute you walk through those doors. They gave me the time I needed to make the right decision for myself, and looking at this beautiful watch on my wrist today, I made a great decision because of that. And starting from one little store in Inglewood, Williams Jewelers scratched and clawed their way to the top and now have 2 locations and have become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. So when you step foot into their showroom, you're going to feel just like family, and their service will reflect that. They are dedicated and they work hard to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And not only will they share the secrets of the business with you, but they will give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why not create moments and memories for yourself or the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler. Also the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located on Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also on Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you walk through one of those doors.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey, it's Zach. Winter's coming. Don't wait. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the snow flies. 15-year low-interest financing with no prepayment penalty. Call now for your free quote and see how low your payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Marketing can feel overwhelming. Where to start? What works? What doesn't? That's where your marketing experts at DenverSports come in. Audio, video, online marketing, and we know how to cut through the noise so your customers finally hear your story. You don't have to waste time guessing or spinning your wheels. We'll guide you with a proven plan that turns your marketing into growth. Let us handle the hard part. You do the easy part. Head over to DenverSports.com and click Advertise with us and start growing your business today.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. If you've been seriously injured in a truck or car wreck, you want Wilhite. Get your free case review now. We've been voted best personal injury law firm for the last 3 years in a row. Visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
It's your last chance to take advantage of EV federal tax credits at Siltar Motors. This month, get the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the head-turning Mustang Mach-E with 0% interest for 72 months or lease credits up to $11,000 off. Check out their current selection of EVs at sthmotors.com to get the EV you want before they are gone. Siltar Motors has got the best location, the biggest EV selection in Denver, and the most competitive pricing in Colorado. Siltar Motors will deliver everything you want out of a dealership.
This is Hall of Famer Terrell Davis. Football season is here, and there's nothing like a fresh start, on the field or on the road. If you're looking for a new car or want to refinance your current loan, Colorado Credit Union has the winning play with low rates and fast approvals. Whether you need a truck for tailgating or a car for the daily drive, Colorado Credit Union would help you get there. Visit ccu.org to apply today. Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank. Membership eligibility required. Not all applicants will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
At Ameristar, the best memories don't trend. They last. They're stories we're still telling 20 years later. Like winning big at a table with your closest friends. Or going all out on a night you hope lasts forever. Like watching your team clinch the playoffs on a giant screen. Or stepping away for a weekend you'll never forget. Whatever you do it for the memories, and we'll do everything we can to make them last. Ameristar Blackhawk. Come visit or book your next memories at AmeristarBlackhawk.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and roll. Here on a Tuesday, September 23rd, a day after the day after.
Woo! I can do that one now, right?
Yes, you can.
All right. We're not on Monday no more.
How we
Not
doing?
Sad Monday. I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I'm trying to keep my head above water here. I got stuff going on outside of this this show.
I'm sure it's hard when you don't know how to swim.
Well, I am not a good swimmer.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm not even gonna lie to you,
dude. I have a story. Oh God.
You sunk,
dude. Well, first of all, just the water, it just freaks me out. I get submerged in water like once a year. I'll get into the water. I did not grow up swimming at all. We certainly did not have a pool. None of my friends had pools in the neighborhood that I lived in, and
no neighborhood swimming pool, community pool.
No.
Okay.
No. Some people swam in the. We had a little lake.
Oh yeah.
We had a lake.
No.
But you'd see weird stuff in there, and so I just didn't grow up around water, and so I just don't like it. I just personally don't like it. I'll put my feet in, I'll hang out, have a beer, but I'm not like going swimming. So random, well, not random, but quick story. My senior year, I told this story one time, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. My senior year, I did not, and I just mentioned this, I think, to Drew recently, like, I was not a partier in high school. I more than made up for it in college, then some.
As you should.
Okay? But I was so focused on basketball. I cannot explain to you how deep of a focus I had with the game of basketball. I was obsessed. I was neurotic. I was anxious. I was paranoid that I wasn't getting better and that someone across town is getting better at a faster rate than me. And
that's healthy. That's healthy right there. I wish a lot of these kids nowadays would feel like that. A little pressure on them.
Yep, and that was just me, and that kept me in school and kept me out. You know, my main school goal was stay eligible for basketball. So I didn't party, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke. I was like the kid in my town that like would be dribbling the ball on his way to school, like one of those kids. And my senior year, we had a senior skip day.
Okay.
So me and like 50 of our friends, we all skipped school and we went out to this lake. And at the time, and this is a super important detail, at the time, I was going through a sabbatical of not cursing. Okay? And
Zach By not cursing.
Yes.
Woo-hoo!
Yes.
I know that was hard.
I'm being serious. And because when I was growing up in elementary school and middle school, like I earned myself a not really good reputation. Like I was getting into trouble and I had a crazy mouth. My dad was a sailor and I just grew up hearing that when I'd be around him. And so that's how I talked.
And now you're around me.
That's right. And so when I got into high school, it was my senior year where it really started my junior year. So my best friends knew that I was purposefully really trying not to curse. Okay. So we go to this senior skip day. And everyone decides that they're going to swim from the beach out to this dock that was out on the water. And at the time, I'm in the best shape of my life. I could run like the wind, hit my head on the freaking rim, Okay.
Called you Bird.
So that's right. All my hometown friends still call me Bird or Birdman or some birdie or some version of Z-Bird, all that. And I'm looking at these kids go out and swim to the dock, and I've had a couple beers, and I'm not used to drinking. And I said, I can swim out to that dock. And things in the water, it can mess with your, like a horizon. Mm-hmm. It can mess with how the distance it really is. And I'm like, dude, if I'm watching these guys, like I'm a way better athlete than these guys who are making it to the dock. There's no way I'm not going to make it. So, of course, I'm going to go swim out to the dock. Dude, I got about 75% of the way there, and I start to cramp up in my side.
I can believe this because you cramp up just sitting in the chairs, huh?
Dude, and then I start to have these compensation cramps where, like, my left hamstring started to cramp, and then, like, my calf would start to cramp. And, brother, I am in the best shape of my life, but I'm not used to drinking, and I don't swim. And I'm about 75% of the way there, and I'm one of the only guys still in the water, and I feel myself sinking. No joke, bro.
Ooh, that's a scary.
Dude, it's one of the scariest moments of my life.
So who saved you?
No joke. So I call out, help. I can't make it. Help. But no one in that like 3-4 second sequence, no one really was responding. Bro, I said, I'm not effing kidding. Had I not been on that swearing sabbatical of not cursing,
nobody would have thought of it.
They might have thought I was joking. But because I was trying to go over like this 2-year period without cursing, that let them know that he's being serious. I haven't heard him say that word in a year and a half. And I had one of my best friends in the world, Dan Rourke, who is coming to visit me in Denver here next month. He and our other buddy, Matt Falso, jumped off of that dock and had me under each of my arms and brought me to the dock as I was cramping up. Can't make it up.
No, it's very scary.
I mean, dude, like, think about this. Like, the next year, I'm a freshman in college. I'm winning a cross-country, my first ever cross-country race. Like, I'm like that level of an athlete at the time. And could not make it out to the dock. And nearly drowned. And because I said, I'm not effing kidding, they were like, yo.
Your best friend saved your life.
Yes, jumped in the water. And quite literally, like, if no one helped me, I'm not making it to the dock. I know that, like, inside, that I'm not making it to the dock. So, and then that didn't help with the water stuff. So it's like one of the first things that when we started having kids is like those kids will be in the water and they need to know how to swim because the number one cause of death for kids under 2 is drowning.
Yeah.
So that's my senior skip story, which I did not envision us starting the show like that. But we got 4 hours, buddy.
Let's go, baby.
We got 4 hours.
Zach Myers still here.
I didn't drown.
He's here.
I did not drown. All right. I want to talk about, is there reason to be concerned when it comes to a vital tandem on the Broncos defense? I promise we'll get to it next.
Have the Broncos already revealed a troubling trend in the first month of the season?
Get the Broncos in a close game and they'll beat themselves. Broncos will Bronco eventually.
They haven't been able to close out games, and that's what good teams do. Good teams find ways to win both of those games, and then you're sitting at 3-0. It's frustrating because you look up and you look at where you could have been, and now what do you have in front of you?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? If you're riding down the street right now and you're a guy that's dealing with erectile dysfunction, guys, let's get it treated because ED is an intimacy destroyer. And you probably already know that. But research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse. A man's partner can even blame themselves when dealing with ED. But here at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments can have you lasting an hour or even more. All you need to do is schedule a consult at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit will only be $99, and this will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the kicker, gentlemen. If the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you, so there are no excuses. You can go to Fort Collins location, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Ho, ho, ho. I know you didn't plan to hear from me this early, but I'm tired of lugging this bowl full of jelly around. That's why me and Mrs. Claus are with Soda Weight Loss now. I'm losing 6 pounds a week, and the wife keeps telling me I'm slaying.
Join Soda Weight Loss right now. When you join, your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Breaking Benjamin. And 3 Days Grace. Live. September 25th at Fiddler's Green Amphitheater with special guest Return to Dust. Get tickets now at fiddlersgreenamp.com. Don't miss Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace, produced by AEG Presents.
Change is always happening. Hey, it's part of life, and when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. But no matter how things change in 5 years, there's one thing that'll stay the same: the price of your internet. Xfinity is introducing the 5-year price guarantee. It means you'll get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with their best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report August 2024.
It's Truck Month at Corwin Toyota. Drive home a new 2025 Tundra with rates as low as 1.75% APR for up to 72 months. Or lease a 2025 Tacoma for just $449 down and $449 a month. With a wide selection of trucks in stock, now's the perfect time to trade in and trade up. Visit us off Pearl Parkway or shop online at CorwinToyotaBoulder.com. Corwin Toyota, family driven for over 100 years. Proud sponsor of Colorado Athletics.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you, because you can't be pinned down unless you want to be. Your first love story is free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at Audible.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, curveball start to the show, but let's get down to business, man. Fired up to be here.
You got your floaty on?
I got my floaty on.
Right.
I got my floaty on.
I need one too. Don't worry. I don't know how to swim.
And if you if you're just joining us, I just told the story how in high school I almost drowned, and luckily did not. And if you want to hear that story, you can hit up the podcast. But just a question: is there a reason to be concerned? Not saying there is, just asking the question. Is there a reason to be concerned when it comes to a vital tandem on the Broncos defense? And when it comes to the tandem, there might be cause for concern for one more than the other, but the other one's worth mentioning. I'm talking about Riley Moss and Pat Surtain. It is so strange for my eyes to see Pat Surtain struggle the way that he did against the Colts. And then in the opening series, the next game, the response game, have that busted play where he doesn't make a tackle and just looks like he's like it was
he was in the daze.
It was touch football, yeah. And it was like
yeah.
the play's over. It's like, well, no, that guy's going to go run for 30 more yards. And then Riley Moss, I mean, this guy is getting targeted at the second highest rate in all of pro football.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable to why somebody out there may be concerned about Pat Surtain and Riley Moss, especially after 3 games, specifically 2 games.
Yep.
But it's a long season. I expect Pat Surtain to kind of turn back into who he really is and the dominant cornerback that he is. It just takes time. He is human. And for Pat Surtain, I think he has to also understand that I do need to take this serious. Against the Colts, after the Colts game, Pat Surtain said he had lazy technique. That means that, hey, you went into that game not thinking you were going to be targeted as much. So then you turn around and you know the Chargers are not going to be afraid of you. You have 3, for the Chargers, they have 3 solid receivers that they want to get involved. And I just think that at times, Pat Surtain is going to struggle when it comes to certain receivers. We know that Pat Surtain does well against bigger receivers.
Yep.
But shiftier ones like McConkey, like they're harder to stick with. That's why you hope that your pass rush can get to the quarterback fast so that it can take some pressure off your cornerbacks. But with that being said, PS2 is the best in the league. He will figure things out. And he actually had a solid game throughout that game.
He did.
He just needs to figure certain things out at the beginning of games, which he will. Now, for Riley Moss, there's a lot of people panicking. But it is hard for a cornerback. Cornerback is the second hardest position, I believe, the second hardest position in the NFL or even football in general, because you're having to backpedal against receivers that already know the route, receivers that are running 4.3s, and we're talking about NFL specifically, running 4.3s that are 6'4", 6'5", 220 pounds. A lot of them are up there. And you mean to tell me that you have to make these moves and get in and out of your breaks against receivers that know the route?
Yeah.
It's hard to do. And so for Riley Moss, this is going into his second year where he's a full starter. He is still trying to learn the position. He is still trying to learn about himself, find his identity as a cornerback, which takes time. One thing I will say about Riley Moss, don't lack that confidence.
Right.
Continue to bring that confidence. Continue to bring that physicality. You are going to give up plays. You are going to get got, as Marshawn Lynch said for the running backs. At some point, you are going to get got.
Totally.
But it's what you do after the play. For Riley Moss, he gave up that touchdown, that game-tying touchdown against Keenan Allen. But that wasn't all his fault, Zach. That was also why are you paying Zach Allen? You're paying Zach Allen to get to the quarterback. Zach Allen had an opportunity to make that tackle on Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert made a play, was able to elude that tackle, and now you have Riley Moss that's in on scramble drill. Well, it's hard for a cornerback to stick with these receivers for 5 to 7, 8 seconds.
That's a long time to stay sticky, man.
So what I'm trying to say is, yes, Riley Moss has a lot of growing to do, but he's also doing some really good stuff out there. He needs to continue to bring his confidence. He needs to continue to make plays when they're there and work on his technique, work on his craft, and he'll be just fine.
Well, and that being said, even the touchdown that you're referencing, which was a minor Justin Herbert miracle, he was still right there.
Yeah.
It's not like we're not seeing Riley Moss get cooked. Now, people are making plays on Riley Moss. He's being targeted a ton, but we're not seeing like someone who is suffocating out there. That's just not what we're seeing. He's right there. He's just got to finish. And he has had other plays where he has made. You know what I mean? He's breaking up a potential touchdown pass last weekend in the end zone the fans wanted a defensive pass interference. They didn't call it, but it like he's right there.
He tips the ball that got picked off by Brandon Jones.
That's one right there where, and again, that's complimentary. Like John Franklin Myers brings the pressure. Now Herbert's a little bit off target. Tip pass by Riley Moss. B. Jones gets the pick, but it doesn't happen without Riley.
So are you concerned about Riley, or are you kind of like me, where it's like it's going to happen? He is learning. He is getting targeted a lot because you're not going to want to throw PS2's way. We understand at some point, if you continue to throw at PS2, he is going to make you pay. Riley Moss is going to have to earn his money, so he's going to get a lot of targets his way. So, of course, some receivers that are in the NFL getting paid a lot of money too are going to make some catches.
That's all. And when you're playing an elite quarterback and a Hall of Fame wide receiver in Keenan Allen, like he's a borderline Hall of Fame. I think he's going to go to the Hall of Fame at a certain point. So, and again, he's not getting destroyed. He's not getting cooked. I'm not that worried about Riley Moss. But it's definitely something I'm keeping an eye on because his target share that's going his direction is just crazy. But you're right. It's going to happen. And I've made the cross-sport analogy with cornerbacks to shot blockers. If you're a shot blocker in the NBA, guess what? You're going to get dunked on. But that doesn't mean when someone's coming down the lane, you should duck out of the frame in fear of being on a poster. You have to continue to meet the moment. And I expect that Riley Moss will, because he is a hyper competitive football player.
He's already come out and said it. Like he said, he's going to play with his hair on fire. He's going to correct a couple mistakes, which he will do, and he's going to play physical. But also he knows that there's a tough, tall task ahead of him against Cincy.
Totally.
And so he also knows that he's going to be targeted a lot.
And we know how it went last year against Cincy.
Boy, do we. But in this case, and I know we're going to break it down throughout the week, Riley Moss is a lot healthier. And the mindset is a lot different because he has no choice.
Yep.
Because if he can't get it done, Zach, if Riley Moss cannot get it done, there's a young first-round draft pick in Jahdae Barron that's looking for his opportunity. Riley, don't give Jahdae Barron his opportunity just yet. Go out there and play fundamentally sound football and play physical and be Riley Moss, man.
I love it. I can't wait to the next chapter in this story. Here's just some numbers to go along, add flesh to this conversation. Teams are 13 of 27 when targeting Riley Moss. All right, this is according to Next Gen Stats from the proprietary ESPN measurement there. So teams are 13 for 27 when targeting Riley Moss. He's given up 170 yards. The passer rating against, so when they're just looking at quarterbacks' passer rating when they're targeting Moss, is about an 81. But the completion percentage, 13 to 27, that's 48%. So that's not, this isn't some like 911 emergency. But the targets are such that this is going to be a theme that we're going to have to continue to watch throughout the year. All right. What did you make of the latest detail surrounding a controversial sequence involving a controversial athlete? That's next.
Does Bo Nix shoulder the most blame for the loss to the Chargers?
Am I pinning it all on Bo? No, but you can't have it both ways. You can't, as a football fan or as a football media, talk endlessly about the importance of the quarterback, and then after a game like this say, well, what do you mean? It wasn't really Bo's fault. Can't have it both ways.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And last year, I went a little rogue and dropped a discount code for my friends at Hermes Worldwide. And you guys used it so much, they almost got mad at me. Well, I'm feeling a little spicy again this season. So I'm bringing it back, baby. You can get 30% off your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for your entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And contact Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Go Broncos.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. It's football season, and did you know that I am the reigning fan staff champion in the King Supers Football Pick'em? Yep, Stokely, Schlereth, Zachby, Cecil Lammy, none of them can hang with the judge when it comes to football. Just like those made-for-TV lawyers can't hang with me in the courtroom. When you've been hurt in a car accident, you want the real deal, which is what you get when you call 303 Law 4040. Not some made-for-TV character. When you call 303 Law 4040, you speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. Not some call center overseas. And you get to meet with us in person for free. We never take a dime unless we win for you. Plus, no ridiculous fees like those TV characters. You were the one that was hurt, so the doctors and the lawyers shouldn't take all the money. So go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040, 303 Law 4040.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Attention Denver fans, Twin Peaks is your game day headquarters all season long, and they're giving away exclusive Denver jerseys just for showing up. Catch every Denver game at Twin Peaks, and you could score big. Just ask your Twin Peaks girl for all the details. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zachby and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we learned a little detail over the weekend surrounding a controversial sequence involving a divisive athlete, and he just so happens to have real ties to Colorado.
Always something. Good, bad, indifferent, there's always something.
When you say that, you're talking about CU football? Are you talking about CU football?
Yeah, CU football and some of the players in the program, the coaches in the program. I mean,
Sure.
There's always something going on, which is a great thing for us.
It
You
is.
know, a great thing for the program.
Well, this came out over the weekend. I didn't think yesterday was the right time to talk about it because we just had so much like pressing real-time content to get to that I didn't want to spend too much of a reaction Monday on what we're going to talk about here now, but it is noteworthy enough to discuss. And it is Deion Sanders going on the New Heights podcast. How about that New Heights podcast? Tell you what.
Travis family.
Yeah.
Kelsey family.
Kelsey family. They have Deion on, and Deion proceeds to go ahead and say this.
I played for Baltimore, so me and Ozzie are cool. So
there you go.
We understood that whole conversation, and he wanted to talk to Shedeur as well as he wanted to talk to me. And I put Shedeur on the phone, and Shedeur, I don't want to say how it went, but how in the world can somebody fault him for saying or thinking, why in the world would I go back up Lamar for 10 more years? Like, who comes in with that mindset?
No, that's not where you want to go. If the goal is to be that guy and you want to be the player and the number quarterback,
and you want to get that opportunity.
Yeah, but where do these guys come from that sit on these platforms and say, "Oh, you should have sat in behind and learned the game and been what they develop"? When have the pros ever developed anybody?
Yeah, it don't happen very often.
By the time you get to the NFL, they expect you to know what you need to do and to do it, or somebody else go get in there and do it. Now, they teach you their playbook, but development and teaching you how to route folks up and you how to block and hold that point, man, please. Ain't nobody taught you that.
You got to figure it out on your own, man.
There you go.
All right, so there's a lot there. There's even more. Honestly, there's even more to the conversation that that clip was 1 minute and 11 seconds. We could have played a couple more minutes, because if we did play a couple more minutes, you would have heard Deion Sanders also let out of the bag that the Philadelphia Eagles, the world champions, also wanted to draft Shedeur and develop him behind Jalen Hurts, and they were also given the stiff arm from Deion, and it sounds like we
gotta call it Derrick Henry now, because Derrick Henry has a deadly stiff arm.
Sure,
giving him the Derrick Henry.
But I have a lot of thoughts here. I want to lean on you first, though. What do you make of the dynamics of the conversation and the new detail that the world champions actually wanted Shedeur as a part of their organization?
So the first time this came out, we reacted to it. And I was on the side of, like, why would Shedeur do that? Why would Shedeur just not accept what's being given to him, which is being a backup quarterback because you're in the 5th round? That's how they look at you right now. Develop under an organization that is really, really good, that wins a lot, and you get to be with an elite quarterback in Lamar Jackson. Why would you not want to do that, grow your game, and then move from there? Yeah, you're not going to be a Baltimore Raven for long, but you're looking for the help. You're looking for that Sam Darnold boost where you go to a team and then later on you're on another team doing well and now you get paid a lot of money. Baker Mayfield kind of had to do the same thing, although both of those guys were first-round draft picks. But now listening to Coach Prime and also being a player in the league and knowing how it is, in that they don't, in the quarterback situation, a little bit more than other positions, as a running back, you don't have time to develop. Either you have it or you don't. As a receiver, you either can run the routes or you don't. They're not going to wait around for that unless you're a first-round draft pick. They'll give you multiple opportunities. If you're a 5th-round draft pick, 6th, 7th, or undrafted, you got one chance. And if you don't look good, they're moving on from you. So I'm not going to fault what I'm trying to get at. I'm not going to fault Shedeur Sanders for wanting to go somewhere where he can compete and have an opportunity to start. If you go to Philly, you're not playing over Hurts. If you go to Baltimore, you're never playing over Lamar. But if you go to Cleveland, because it's Cleveland, you at least get that opportunity to battle for that job and put yourself in a situation where people are saying, hey, put you in the game, which will happen if Cleveland starts to lose and Dillon Gabriel doesn't look good. So I'm not faulting Shedeur for what he did. I understand what he did. And for Shedeur, I was a first-round draft. I feel like I was a first-round draft pick, and I want to continue to feel like that and go to a team where I can prove that I do belong in this league and I should be a franchise quarterback.
Wow. Okay. I couldn't disagree more. I am actually even only hardened in my position, given the fact that the best organization in professional football actually wanted you, in addition to what I believe is a top 3 organization in professional football in Baltimore. The Eagles and the Ravens are as well run as any team that you will ever find. And when you have these elite organizations willing to put a warm blanket around you as you sit there freezing in the 5th round and you tell them no in order to go to the single most dysfunctional organization in professional football in Cleveland, where quarterbacks go to die. That is the Cleveland Browns historically. In fact, who's ever been a franchise quarterback in Cleveland?
Not one that I can remember since I've been born.
You guys behind the glass remember a franchise quarterback? Maybe Bernie Kosar? That's probably the one name that I would say. And it just speaks to me more to the lack of awareness with Shedeur, because he's not full-time scout team right now in Cleveland. He's actually alternating with Bailey Zappi week by week to run scout team. But here's what I would also say. It's a and by the way, let me just say this. I think it was a terrible mistake from Shedeur on draft night and a lack of awareness. But I do understand what you're saying. And I understand what Deion's saying. I just happen to disagree with it. Okay, so I'm not, because I don't want to frame it as like you're, someone who holds that thought is like just dead wrong and you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's how you feel.
It's just a different. It's the
wrong way of feeling.
So I'll leave it for you to say that to me. I wouldn't say that to you. But it's like, dude, look around. Look around. Who's the best quarterback in professional football?
Patrick Mahomes right now. Maybe Josh Allen is number 2, to be honest with you.
I think Josh is the most talented quarterback in NFL history, but Pat Mahomes' career is undeniable, okay? He sat. Who's the most accomplished quarterback of all time? Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He sat. Aaron Rodgers is going to do a Simone Biles triple backflip into the Hall of Fame. He sat.
But all those quarterbacks that you've talked about other than Tom were first-round drafted quarterbacks that they have a vision for.
And that's why I say that the lack of awareness, because you are a 5th-round pick.
But you want this man to sit when they don't have a vision in the 5th round for you?
They did have a vision. Philly, the world champions and the smartest GM in pro football, had a vision for Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur said, I don't want to be a part of it. Ozzie Newsome and the Ravens had a plan for Shedeur Sanders, and he said, I don't want to be a part of it.
But they had conversations. See, that's the one thing that we're leaving out, is we don't know what those conversations were had. We don't know what was truly said for Shedeur to say, okay, I think I'm going to go a different route. Being honest.
Well, hold on. We can kind of use our deduction skills to think
because,
about what
tell me
calling
this,
him on draft night.
How many quarterbacks has Philly developed? How many quarterbacks has Baltimore developed?
Well, how about Lamar Jackson?
You're talking about develop, but they're playing. They're playing.
I understand that, but hold on. But Shedeur's not going to play in any scenario.
Well, yes, he is. He has the opportunity to play with Cleveland.
He'd have an opportunity to play behind Lamar. It just takes one injury.
Well, okay, so
Jalen Hurts just takes one injury.
You're hoping for an injury for Lamar,
and you're hoping that other humans struggle so you can
play.
play.
But you're looking at the situation on the other side with Cleveland, saying I'm as good or better than Dylan Gabriel or old ass Joe Flacco.
But the Browns didn't think that. They drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round.
It doesn't matter what the Browns think.
I think it does. That's who makes a decision on whether he plays or not.
At the end of the day, if Shedeur goes out there when he gets his opportunity, which he will, because the fans will start turning on that organization and chanting, put Shedeur in if Dylan Gabriel does not pan out. And Shedeur goes out there and he looks really good, the Browns have no choice but to play him. Now, I'm not comparing Shedeur to me, but the reason why I went to the Denver Broncos, who did not want me, they could have drafted me but did not want me, is because I looked at the running back room and said, I'm better than the guys you have in that room. Now, you don't have a vision for me yet, but I'm going to force my ass in here and you're going to play me. That's the exact same thing Shedeur Sanders wants, at least that opportunity, which he would not get with Baltimore, and he's damn sure not getting with the Philly.
You don't know that. 5 backups had to play in week 3,
okay,
Phil.
But you also don't know if this is going to work out for him with Cleveland.
No, I don't know. But you don't know in any scenario. So what you have to do is you're picking organizations. Stefanski's going to get fired. Like like they're going to change things over. So like you have to have a lack of awareness. You're not picking necessarily an offense or like you're picking an organization. Like and I can't believe that that's a sentence because you're a 5th rounder. This is the first time in NFL history a 5th rounder has said, "Don't draft me." And so
that we know of.
And here's the other thing. Never, ever again do I want to hear this conspiracy stuff that the whole league was out to get Shedeur. This is the perfect example of the lack of awareness that had him fall to the fifth round.
That's what you think. All right, that's what you think. It's you saying the lack of awareness, but for him, it's like I am a first round quarterback, and I do want to have that opportunity to play. He isn't playing with Baltimore unless Lamar gets hurt. He's not playing for Philly.
Well, right now he is an alternate scout team quarterback.
Which that's what a fifth round quarterback does. Like I'm here to tell you, Nick Foles was a Super Bowl champion winner, MVP, and he was helping me with scout team.
Sure.
Because if you're not the starting quarterback, you're playing scout team. So it doesn't matter. The backup quarterbacks are scout team players.
Well, I'll say this. Shedeur has made his bed, and he's got to sleep in it in Cleveland with the Browns, and the most dysfunctional organization in the league.
Unless they let him go. Unless they decide they want to get rid of him, trade him, and get something back for him. Shedeur is going to be there for a little while.
Oh, he's going to be there for years.
Right.
Yeah.
But so, what are franchise quarterbacks supposed to do with bad organizations? Why do you draft quarterbacks, right?
Well, he said that. He said, don't draft me unless you want me to change your culture.
Okay. But also, he wants to be able to change the culture. And the only way to change the culture for the Cleveland Browns is to have yourself in there playing football.
Yeah. So he changed the culture, showed up, and
we just don't know how it plays out.
Speeding tickets right out of the gate. He's changing the culture there. Because Myles Garrett's now speeding too.
You better be careful because you might end up having to apologize again.
Maybe. Wait, apologize again? How?
For saying the lack of awareness, and if it ends up panning out for Shedeur Sanders,
you said
it wasn't a lack of awareness.
What
because you already went on that rant with Deion that one time, Zach.
I did. And where are we at?
Okay. Oh, so now you're waiting for it to come back around?
Wait, hold on a second. It's come back around.
So you've been hiding in the bushes?
Hold on. We'll continue this conversation coming up next.
The Broncos couldn't finish off the Chargers and missed a golden opportunity to gain ground in the AFC West. With an uphill battle ahead of them, can Denver get back on track and keep pace within the division? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-944-33, 720-944-33. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you on a Tuesday.
Faster than Zach by switch up.
What's my switch up?
You know what the switch up is.
No. What switch up are you referring to?
You switched up.
You switched up.
How did I switch up?
2 weeks ago we had this conversation, and you were like,
and I was
what is he doing? And with,
exactly, but guess with what?
Really no.
What do you say? What do you say all the time about information?
Yeah,
with new information.
So another sterling organization.
Please say it again. With new information.
With new information can come changing of opinions.
Okay, there you go. So I changed my opinion.
Wait, so, and the piece of information that you got that had you change your opinion is that the most well-run organization in the NFL actually wanted Shedeur, and this is why it's right for him to force himself to Cleveland.
It's not about the well-run organization. It's about the reps. It's about having the opportunity to actually play in the league so that you can learn. Zach, how do you get better in anything you do? How can I get better at my job right now? It's the reps. But if I sat back there and let somebody else do the job while I just sit there and watch, how am I supposed to get better?
Phil, he's not getting the reps.
What are you talking about?
He's not playing in Cleveland just like he wouldn't play in Philly.
Right now. He will play in Cleveland. He will get his shot this year. Do you believe that Cleveland's going to win a lot of games?
I do not.
All right, how much faith do you have in Dylan Gabriel?
Not a ton.
So if something happens to Dylan Gabriel or he is not it, and everybody's chanting for Shedeur Sanders to get in the game.
Yes, and then, Phil, he's going to get killed.
But he gets the reps. It's about the reps.
No, hold on a second.
There's context to it.
Hold on a second. If he goes in and plays for a bad Browns team in December, he's going to get killed.
But
he's not in a good situation.
Zach, he's going to get the reps, just like Baker Mayfield got the reps. All right, and they try to build around Baker, but at times...
And what did Cleveland do?
They got rid of him. But guess what? It helped Baker out. It made Baker into who he is today, a monster. You need the reps, and you know that. If you're just sitting there brewing for 5, 6, 7 years, knowing that you probably won't ever get that opportunity because you're not truly in their vision, they look at you as a backup.
Hold on a second.
Because if they look at you as a backup, and in the NFL they put you in a box, it's hard to get out of that box unless you get an opportunity to show that you're not a backup.
Yeah, but when the Eagles or the Ravens want to draft you in the 5th round, there is a plan for you. And he said, no, I don't want to be a part of your plan. I want to go to the most chaotic organization in the NFL.
I want to go somewhere where I can play.
That is super duper short-sighted. He's not...
Why?
Like you would be better off playing in 2 games over the next year and a half, call it, for Philly or for Baltimore than you would playing 10 games this year for Cleveland.
Come on, stop it.
Phil, they're a bad team and a terrible organization.
Games where maybe you're in the game because let's say the Baltimore Ravens, because the Baltimore Ravens clinched the division, so now you can play in that game. Or maybe because Lamar goes down. So you get 2 games, and you think that's enough? You think that's enough to show a team or another team out there that you can play?
Don't
or is
you
it
think
10
he'll be
games?
set up for success?
Hey, go out there and help your team out.
Like you use Nick Foles as an example. Nick Foles was a backup in Philly.
He was.
Nobody
thought about Nick Foles
no,
as a starter.
You're right. But Carson Wentz gets hurt. He's playing for a great organization. They believe in him to be the backup, which is a big deal. And he's put in a great situation where he's got playmakers to the left and right of him, one of the best offensive lines in the league,
what happened?
a running game, and he goes and wins the Super Bowl.
What happened? Everything had to fall right for him. Somebody had to get hurt.
How has it gone for Nick Foles after he left Philly? Hasn't gone well for him. I'll help you out. So your situation that you're in matters a lot.
Okay, so
Nick Foles hasn't done anything outside of the Eagles
You can
experience.
say that about everybody. You can say that about everything you do. You can say that about hockey. You can say that about basketball.
Yes.
It is about the right fit.
Yes.
And
when you get to choose and someone wants to choose you.
The thing is, they're choosing you to be a backup, meaning you're not going to get a lot of reps, meaning that you may not be on this team next year. And if they view you as that backup, like I said, and there's another guy in the draft that they really like, they're drafting him and you're still the backup. But in Cleveland, if you get 10 opportunities and you do well with those opportunities, or you make some good throws and Jerry Jeudy drops the ball, that's not on you. But at least you're getting film. At least you're getting those reps. And you're getting better being out there. You talk about reps all the time, but yet in this situation, you don't want him to get reps. You want him to just watch.
Because I don't think he's going to play.
Why?
He's not getting reps now. He's not the backup now.
Why wouldn't he play?
Because he's got a veteran starter in front of him.
And Joe Flacco is going to be out of here just like Russ. And Russ is out of here. Russell Wilson, that is done.
Yes.
Joe is next.
You're right. And guess what? They believe in Jackson Dart more than they believe in the Tommy DeVito. So Jackson Dart's going to play, and I know he's a first-round pick, so this is different because Dylan Gabriel's a third-round pick.
He is.
But they surveyed the board and said, we believe in Dylan Gabriel, all right? If you think that they're going to give Dylan Gabriel just 2-3 games to figure it out, like that coaching staff's going to get fired. So do you think they're going to play Shedeur Sanders because the crowd is yelling for him when they know they're going to get fired?
Yes.
There's no upside. You do that. No, I don't. Well,
yes, they will.
Well, I think I think you're right about the crowd cheering for Shedeur because that's going to happen.
It happened with Baker. When Tyrod was the starting quarterback, and I know he was
the number one pick. He was the number one pick.
But it was the first game of the year, and they were already chanting for Baker.
Yeah.
You have Shedeur Sanders has the number one selling jersey. He's a 5th-round draft pick. You don't think they're going to be chanting?
No,
I'm
agreeing with you. I think they're doing it now. But
so why wouldn't he get an opportunity?
Because when you listen to the fans, soon you'll be sitting with them.
But why wouldn't you give him that opportunity? Because what if he is it?
The coaching staff that drafted the organization that drafted Shedeur Sanders, the organization drafted him. The coaching staff didn't. So I just think I think we're getting into the weeds here just a little bit too much because there's stuff that you're saying that I'm agreeing with.
Yeah, you should agree with everything I just said.
No. I'm agreeing with Phillip Lindsay from 2 weeks ago.
No, yeah.
You're disagreeing with your own self.
No, see,
yes,
that's the thing.
are.
You don't know. You can't listen and then say, you know what? Okay, like let me change my thought process.
But there was no information other than Philly wanted to draft him.
There is no
Baltimore.
information when you can sit down and really think about what that young man's thinking in his head. And then for me, it was like, okay, like I've been in that situation where I wanted an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like if I would have went, let's just say I would have went to the Raiders when they had Marshawn Lynch. I'm not playing. I'm probably not making the team. They don't even give me that opportunity because they got Marshawn Lynch and they had a couple other decent running backs. So you go somewhere where you have an opportunity to at least play, to get film, to get the reps.
Well,
you know that.
At the end of the day, I believe that the decision from Shedeur Sanders to say no to the Eagles and no to the Ravens, two of the three most well-run organizations in NFL football, was a very nearsighted decision. And you think that it's the right decision?
I think it's if that's what he wants to go with and he believes in it and he feels strong about that it can keep him in the league, then you go with that. You don't listen to us. You don't listen to somebody else. Everybody has their opinion, but yet they're not the ones that have to go out there and do it.
Oh, no, for sure.
So
Look,
he needs to make sure that he has confidence and trusts himself and believes in himself. And if that means being in Cleveland, all right, then it is. Now, if you're wrong, that's on him. But if he's right,
you're
going to come back to this.
Look,
if he's right,
if he becomes the first franchise quarterback in Cleveland Browns history, you can be sure that me and a lot of other people, Alex Smith, who spoke, and others will be saying, man, Shedeur, he was the true exception. Man, I can't believe.
You're going to have to say you were wrong.
I will say I'm wrong.
And it's okay.
Phil, I have no problem saying I was wrong. I
don't know. Sometimes it seems like it.
I have no problem. But he's going to have to show me he'll be the first ever quarterback that has sustained success in Cleveland. And so I think it was a bit nearsighted. I think
at some point, something has to give. Cleveland at some point will have a franchise quarterback.
They've been saying that for decades. And maybe Shedeur's the one. Maybe he's truly him.
If you don't believe it, who is?
There you go.
Who is?
And this is why I said, and I wanted to make sure I said it at the top.
All right, please do.
And I'll reiterate here.
Please do.
I believe that reasonable minds can disagree on this. You don't sound like an idiot or Deion when he says that. I'm not saying that that's not a viewpoint from a sane person. Like, I understand what you're saying. I just, at the end of the day, think it speaks to the lack of awareness with Shedeur, which has been on display for quite some time. And you are the president of the Shedeur fan club.
Oh, but you were the one wearing the perfect timing shirt.
I was wearing a perfect timing shirt.
Yeah,
but that was from a Nickelback bet.
A
Nickelback bet from the Broncos.
Don't get your bets wrong.
Well, go polish his number 2 hanging up there in Boulder.
I'm gonna let you do that. Perfect timing.
All right. Goodness gracious. If you want to react to the conversation, you can.
Let's look at this rundown. How many things are we going to disagree with today, man?
We weren't even supposed to spend that much time on that, but it just organically happened, and it's all good. It's all good. All right? What do the numbers say, just to pivot back to Broncos here, what do the numbers say about this Broncos offense after 3 weeks? All right? And what do we make of some of Sean Payton's explanation of where things are at? All right? You okay with turning our focus here?
It's all about the Broncos, baby. We got another issue on our hands. Zach by saying the guy with the dirtiest hands is Bo Nix, so we got to get into this.
Wait, so a day later, you still don't believe that?
I mean, I went back and truly, like, I did a deep dive, and it's hard. Let's go with the flea flicker. It can go both ways. Bo overthrew the ball, but also for someone like Mims, you had a chance still to try to catch the ball. It was in your fingers. It was harder, but the really good receivers that want to get paid a lot of money, and you have to remember, Marvin Mims isn't paid yet. You make some plays like that, now you're on the radar, and now it's like we have to pay you because we know that you're going to make those tough catches.
But I'm not saying there was not a scenario where he could have like truly laid out. Is that what you wanted to see him do?
Just lay out, get it. It hit more than your fingertips. And so, hey, is Mims wrong for what he did? No. But if I'm Mims and I'm not getting a lot of time and a lot of targets, I'm damn sure going to try to take advantage of that, and I'm going to put my body out there to try to get this ball. Now, if I do that and I don't catch it, again, it's on Bo for overthrowing it. But if I do make a good catch,
yeah,
I'm saving my quarterback.
Sure.
And I'm also making myself look good.
Sure.
And that's just on the flea flicker, the one on the flea flicker.
Yeah.
What now, man? What?
So it sounds like to a degree that you are.
That one was
Are you thawing out to my side of the argument? So when you asked me yesterday, who has the? Because I said there's dirty hands everywhere when you have 9 first downs in a game. Like when you're 2 for 13 on third down, that's not about just one person.
What was it? 6 3 and outs.
6 3 and outs. I mean, 0 for 6 on third down the second half. Like when it's that bad, it's not just about one person. You can't just put it on one person. But you put me on the spot yesterday, and you said if you were going to isolate the single dirtiest hands among the dirty hands, I said it would be Bo.
Yeah.
A day later,
I'm still
after you took a deeper dive.
Yeah.
Is that your answer a day later, or is it Sean Payton, or is it the offensive line or the receivers?
I'm still going to say Sean, because Sean opened his mouth at the beginning of this year talking about how in a couple years, in 2 years from now, Bo Nix is going to be top 4 or top 5, which, hey, may be the case. But now in Bo's head, he's forcing things. He's pressing. No, I'm not saying it's a lot of this isn't Bo Nix's fault. He is the quarterback. You have to make those plays. But also for Sean, it's like, dude, you put a lot of pressure on this man, and now it's in his head. That's what it looks like.
You think it's okay?
I definitely do. I mean, so I got to play with Drew Lock.
Yep.
As a rookie.
Yep.
He had that really good 5 games. Was it 5 games?
Yeah, went 4-1.
Where he was very confident in himself. He was getting the ball around. He was moving it. I mean, the way that he was acting in the locker room was just different. He felt like he truly was the guy. That next year, everybody hyped him up, right? Everybody, I did too. I'm like, hey, we finally got a quarterback.
I remember Colin Cowherd at one point in time said Drew Lock is the pop guy in the NFL and is a dark horse MVP candidate.
I mean, I love when my quarterbacks have swag. I mean, he's singing all the rap lyrics.
Oh,
he's doing everything.
Yeah, Jeezy down,
He's doing everything he needs to do and doing it the right way. But he got in those games and he started to struggle. And you've seen it on his face, the confidence starting to leave his body, in that he was second-guessing himself. And now he's starting to stutter in the huddle. And now he's starting to think in the huddle. He's trying to get to the line of scrimmage. And now he's thinking before the ball snap, while he has the ball in his hand, he's still thinking instead of just playing.
Yep.
And that's just something where it's like there was a lot of pressure put on Drew to go out there and be this next quarterback because, hey, that's what Bronco country do and does. That's what we do. We put pressure on the quarterbacks because we haven't had one in a long time. With Bo, he just needs to relax. The plays are there.
The plays are there.
The plays are there.
And there's even more plays to be had because now you're seeing the all 22 comes out on Tuesday, and you're starting to see these videos of we all know what happened with the overthrow passes, and it was cringy. It was cringeworthy. But there's these other plays that are dialed up for Bo that he's just not seeing, and because he's not attempting the pass because he's not seeing the open receiver, you're not seeing the incompletions on game day, but when you're actually watching the film, it's like not only is there overthrown balls, man, he just, against these zone defenses, and the Chargers played a lot of zone.
Yeah, with some blitzes,
yes,
zone blitzes.
Yes, and he just doesn't see it well. And if you have the personnel to play zone against Bo Nix, we should just anticipate that moving forward. If these teams have personnel to play and it's part of what they do.
But now for Bo, what does he need to think? Okay, there's going to be pressure. It's going to be zone. Zone means that defenses are trying to keep everything in front of them. So at the beginning, we shouldn't be forcing the ball downfield for these deep balls. Maybe you should do a couple dink and dunks to the tight ends and the running backs until you get comfortable, until you can start to kind of identify where the blitzes are coming from. It's certain things you can do to help a young quarterback out. And with Sean, it's like, Sean, you may have to dial back on the playbook and get the basics back down with him. How about anchoring your feet? How about setting your feet and stepping into your throw?
It's a problem. Things like that. I mean, that's a real problem with Bo Nix right now. It's just his footwork is, he's leaving his feet on passes on a regular basis.
Yeah.
On the first missed throw to Sutton, it was the second third down of the game. I mean, dude, his feet are like 10 inches apart. They're like right next to each other. And it's just like, holy smokes, how do you expect to put that ball where it needs to be when you have no foundation? Let's
get back to the basics.
And
settle down.
And you said that, hey, make things easier with the dinks and the dunks. And I agree, in part, because we're seeing a lot of two things. We're seeing like these deep vertical shots, and we're seeing a lot of plays right around the line of scrimmage. But like when it comes to that mid-range jump shot, we're not seeing that. So when it's like 3rd and 8, my faith that the Broncos are going to convert it is very low.
Well, you just said it right there. Why are we in 3rd and 8? You have 1st and 2nd down, but yet it's 3rd and 8?
Right.
That's an issue right there, Zach.
Agreed.
You're putting your young quarterback in situations where it's 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 15 because you have a penalty. And now every defense knows that, hey, we bring a little bit of pressure, but also play zone. It's going to be hard for a quarterback in general to read, especially a young quarterback at that. So you're not helping Bo Nix out by going 3rd and 8.
No.
Now, a lot of that is not just on Sean. That's on the offensive line. That's on the running backs. That's on Bo. It's them to be able to get things going. Why are we in situations where you have 6 3-and-outs throughout this game, where there's no rhythm being created? Like, in order to have success, there has to be rhythm. You have to be able to sustain drives. Bo Nix and the offense are not able to do that, and that's partly that's Sean's fault as well.
I agree.
All that together.
I agree. When it comes to rhythm, like the Broncos offense has about as much rhythm as you at a wedding because it is so stiff and disjointed. I mean, these guys are barely getting plays off in time. You know that the Broncos have 7 pre-snap penalties in 3 games? That's more than twice a game. You are either lining up wrong or your timing is wrong, and you're having flags before the play starts. Like, the Broncos have been penalized mightily, and we're going to talk more about that in detail tomorrow. But, like, pre-snap penalties, that's different than, like, the action of, like, a pass interference or something like that. Like, so, yeah, it's just
I'm still standing on Sean.
Okay.
Sean's still the guy. The culprit.
I disagree. Right. I don't want to yell about it, but here's Sean on what he saw on film on those deep incompletions.
There's the 2 deep throws, the flea flicker, and then the 3rd down play. And I think you got to be careful you're not overcoaching a deep ball that's going off the fingertips. Now, we've seen a couple in the last 2 weeks, and yet someone asked me about it yesterday, and I think that the more concerning problem would be is if we're leaving those balls inside where, they're susceptible for an interception. So he's climbing the pocket. He's doing a great job. Both of those are 3rd and long situations where there's, obviously a different type of pass rush, but that's not what's concerning to me this morning after the loss yesterday would be, the deep ball misses. That wouldn't be what's on my mind.
With all due respect, because Sean Payton has forgotten more football than I will ever know, but it doesn't mean that I have to agree with everything that he says. Bo's not doing a great job. He's not, okay? I think that's closer to fact than opinion, all right? The Broncos offense ranks 31st in success rate. Bo Nix's 37% success rate ranks above 2 quarterbacks, and it's Cam Ward and Joe Flacco. That's it. I mean, he is against the blitz. He's 8 for 20 with 54 yards this season and 2 interceptions. That ranks 31 out of 31 qualified quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And if you take out the 52-yarder to Sutton, which was schemed up for him, and thankfully it happened and it hit and sort of served as a mascara for
4th and 2. It was on a 4th and 2.
But it served as a bit of a mascara for that first half. So if you take that out, Nix was 2 of 8 for 32 yards on throws that went at least 10 yards. He's not playing good football, and it's okay to say that. And I know that Sean is trying to protect his quarterback, his Q.
Well, when you're listening, how did he try to protect him?
Well, he literally said Bo's doing a great job. I don't want to overcoach him. I'm not worried about the 3 plays that if one of them hit would have won us the game. Not worried about those.
Okay, so you said you watched some of the stuff, and you said he missed Bo Nix, that is. Got to be descriptive. He missed a couple of receivers. I want to know who those receivers are because, can Bo Nix do a better job? Definitely. But what about the people around him?
Sure.
What about tell me, because we're saying he's not doing a good job.
But hold on a second. I mean, we went through it yesterday. I can do it again today off the top of my head. There's the 3 misses.
Okay, let's take those misses out.
Yeah, take them out.
What about it? So tell me who else was open.
Okay, hold on. Take the 3 most impactful plays that he didn't make out. Okay. That would have won the game, but we can take them out.
Well, you just said you're taking them out.
He missed in 2-minute drill Troy Franklin in the first half. He missed Marvin Mims on the very next play. All right. He missed Lucas Kroll on the first 3rd down of the game, where he was screaming at him 2 weeks ago to sit down, and he sits, and then he led him like he was.
Yeah, he let him into.
Like he was still dragging
traffic.
across the field. Yep. He missed Cortland Sutton on the second 3rd down of the game.
So
he was not an accurate passer.
But tell me this.
Phil.
All right, you keep on saying he missed. But at some point, when are you going to start saying like it's all about timing too? It's not just about, you're just sitting right there and you're open. It's about timing. What did Sean do all camp long to the receivers? He told them you can't go 6 yards. You got to go 7. You got to have attention to detail. Why is that? Because we talk about all the time with timing, rhythm, processing in Sean's offense. When you start to miss your receivers over and over and over, some of that has to do with the timing of the routes.
Sure.
And the receivers getting in and out of their breaks in a timely manner.
I'm not disputing that it's
Well, yeah,
like
because now everything's
possible.
on Bo.
Well, hold on a second. I'm not saying it couldn't be possible that like they're timing off. The timing is so off, just up and down this offense.
It's boomer bust. It's so boomer bust right now for this offense.
It's crazy. It's incredibly unhealthy. But it's hard to say, hey, why don't these receivers get open more? When on 3 different instances you're open through the lens of the Big 12 and you can't complete those passes. So you start to lose the benefit of the doubt when you miss open receivers the way that Bo did when it comes to the other plays. And I'm not saying, again, I think that...
that flea flicker, Sean did say hit the fingertips. He was trying to let you know that, like, I know that Bo overthrew that ball, but, like, Mims has to make a play, too. You can go two ways. You're getting paid a lot of money in that league, Zach. Receivers are getting paid a lot of money to go out there and make their quarterbacks look good.
Who gets paid the most money in pro football?
Quarterback.
And Sean,
are the receivers not getting paid almost the second most in the league?
The guy who gets paid the most had 118 yards.
All right.
And the other guys
supposed to make them look good.
And they need to do a better job. I'm not saying it's all on Bo Nix. They need to do a better job up and down. But Sean is.
Make sure you say that every time you want to critique Bo now.
Sean is Look at you. Sean is protecting Bo the way that you protect Shedeur.
I seem like I'm protecting all the quarterbacks right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
It's because there's a lot more. No, there's a lot more to the game. You know this. There's a lot more to this game than just Bo missing open receivers.
Of course. There's context.
But you don't want to say that.
I did. I just said it now.
I had to pry it out of your mouth for you to say it.
I say it willingly. We had a dream for the Broncos, and it's already been crushed before Week 4 ever hits. Details next.
Ralphie 7 ran wild at Folsom Field, and the Buffs rolled over the Cowboys in a much-needed win. Can Coach Prime and company keep the momentum rolling as they begin their slate of conference play in the Big 12? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Samuel Adams at Mile High Station on Monday, September 29th from 4 to 6:15 p.m. for the Fan Football Pregame Show. Get your head in the game with orange and blue face painting and ice cold Oktoberfest. See you there.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, I know you didn't plan to hear from me this early, but I'm tired of lugging this bowl full of jelly around. That's why me and Mrs. Claus are with Soda Weight Loss now. I'm losing 6 pounds a week. My knees are loving my results, and I'm keeping up with the elves again. And the wife, she's all about this healthier me. Keeps telling me I'm slaying.
Ready to slay all those holiday pictures? Get photo ready and join Soda Weight Loss right now. When you join, your partner joins for free.
With all the weight I've been losing with Soda Weight Loss, they're gonna have to make a whole new Santa suit for the big ride.
Real support and help from nutritionists who are just a call or text away. Take advantage of Soda Weight Loss's partner program. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
At Tallgrass, we're proud to support the Rockies, the mountains, and the team. Learn more about affordable energy for all at tallgrass.com. And go Rockies!
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, coloradosedation.com.
Winter and the holidays will be here before you know it. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the Colorado snow flies. Enjoy low interest financing for 15 years, often better than your bank, with no prepayment penalty. Stay warm, boost your home's value, and pay less each month. Prices go up every year, so lock in your free quote today. Host the next game day party at your house. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, Rocks, Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
I'm Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. If you're ready to lose weight safely and effectively, we prescribe real GLP-1 medications at standard dosages from licensed U.S. pharmacies, not half-strength drugs from unknown or online sources. Your care is managed by a real medical doctor at a real clinic with telemedicine available. And right now, we're offering a free consultation to help you get started. See real results for under $300 a month. Schedule your free consult today at denverregen.com. That's denverregen.com.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at denversports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on The Drive.
All right, come off the top rope with it. 1. Coming off the top rope on your ass today.
No, you already have a chair to the head.
All right, so we had a dream. I had a dream. Crushed for the Broncos.
You had a dream. I thought it was Dr. Martin Luther King. I thought you were going to start giving us a speech.
No. Not that important, but no Russell Wilson revenge game again. Should have happened 2 years in a row.
But you called it.
Both early in the season. Correct. He's been pulled. Jackson Dart is going to play.
Yeah.
And I have no worldly idea what the next step for Russell Wilson's career is.
I mean, I can think of one thing he can do. Retire.
Should he?
Yeah, it's becoming that time where you've been to a lot of teams. You start as the starter, and you're not even getting to halfway through the year, and you're getting benched. That's going to continue to happen to you because now you're just a bridge player for a young quarterback coming in. At what point do you say enough's enough? You have the Super Bowl. You have had the success. You have all the money. You've done this for a very long time. Go enjoy your kids. Go enjoy your wife. Go enjoy the fruits of your labor. Why keep putting yourself through this where now everybody's always talking about you in a bad way? You have an opportunity when you're done playing to get yourself into the Hall of Fame. Now, it's going to be hard, but you have an opportunity to do that. But the deeper that you dig yourself into this hole, the harder it is for you to try to get to that Hall of Fame because everybody's going to remember how you looked right now.
And the longer he sticks around is the longer these memories will last. You know, because, and I've maintained, I mean, goodness, we've argued about it behind the scenes here with Dante. I know I have for a couple years with Dante. Like, Russell Wilson's going to the Hall of Fame, but he might have to wait now. Like, had he, had it just been even after the Steelers experience and the last year, like, I still think he's going pretty quick. Man, he's going to have to wait. This is bad because my guess is that he's going to have an undying belief in himself.
Yeah.
And he's going to continue to try to play. I'm seeing in the YouTube comments here, someone says, could the Bengals trade a 7th-round pick for him and get through the Joe Burrow thing? No joke. I don't know if Russell Wilson is better than Jake Browning right now.
I mean, he's not playing like it, although Russ did throw for over 400 yards against Dallas.
Yeah, he did.
So, I mean, he still has his arm. So I guess if you want him to come in and help the Bengals out until Joe Burrow could come back, I guess you can go that route. I don't know, man.
Yeah, he still can hit the deep ball from time to time, which was always a strength of his. But, man, it was hard to watch him play football on Sunday night. That was brutal. And when I say hard, I mean fun and easy to watch. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
Man, I can't believe this, but I can. But I also can't. Mike Gundy, after 2 decades being a model of consistency, was fired today from Oklahoma State. Are you kidding?
Mike Gundy, man, I remember 2016 we're in that Alamo Bowl playing against Oklahoma State, and they put it to us. He has won 19 seasons in a row.
19 years in a row up until last year. 19 winning seasons in a row.
And then at some point, that kind of like Michael Malone, where you get at a point where you get stagnated. That seems like for Gundy, that seems like it's the case. And if you aren't willing to change with the times, they will get you up out of there. And that was the case. Gundy wasn't willing to change with the times, with the transfer portal and the NIL money, and it's hard to do.
Sure.
It's hard to do, but now you're out of it because you weren't able to get the right kids and the right coaching staff together.
Man, and just 2 really bad weeks in a row because it was about 13 days ago, he popped off to Dan Lanning. Don't ever pop off to Dan Lanning and how they build their roster and how much money. No. So Lanning took a size 14 Stetson boot and put it up Gundy's rear, 69-3. Can you believe that score, 69-3? And I don't know what's worse, Losing 69-3 against Oregon after you popped off, or losing to Tulsa at home? Seriously, what's worse, fellas? What's worse, 69-3 against Oregon or losing to Tulsa at home?
I think it's losing to Tulsa at home because they hadn't done it since like 1950.
Correct.
So that's got to be like Oregon's a legit like national title contender.
Yeah.
Really good team. Tulsa, not so much.
You said 1950?
1950. It was like 1950 or 1951.
Yeah,
something
it was.
like that.
It was literally like that. Here's my question, and no one throw anything at me. If Jay Norvell is shown the door at CSU, would you be open to Mike Gundy?
Ooh.
And I want to hear from everyone here.
Yeah, because you need a coach that can come in and build a program up. CSU doesn't have a bunch of money to give to players to come with NIL deals. So you're going to have a football coach that can teach the X's and O's, the fundamentals of football, and go out there with a hard, tough-nosed team that can win a couple games for you.
Guys, behind the glass?
If I am Colorado State, I was on the phone with Mike Gundy the second he got fired this morning. Now, if I'm Mike Gundy, I'm probably not answering the phone because he could do better than CSU. But if I'm CSU, I'm absolutely going for it.
Now, when you say better, give me an example.
I will say I think Mike Gundy ends up at either Arkansas or Florida.
Oh my
year.
gosh, Drew. Now, I respect your opinion, and I know you're a huge college football fan, but I don't think there's any way that he is getting those jobs. Those are SEC jobs, and despite the 2-decade sample size of success for the Cowboys, the rules have changed, and he has not shown any ability to not only thrive under these new rules, but even survive. And I don't think the next step for Arkansas or Florida could be Mike Gundy.
But you wouldn't want a coach that's got a 65% winning percentage?
I know those
Big
are the
12
old,
Coach of the Year twice in the last 5 years.
It's a great career, like college football Hall of Fame type of career.
It
but
is.
In the here and now, he is drowning. And if you're Florida, Dante, what do you think? What do you think?
No, I don't think any of the schools we've named should be interested in Mike Gundy, including Colorado State. Jay Norvell's a better coach than Mike Gundy in 2025.
Oh, really?
Yes. Mike Gundy's maybe getting like the FAU job at this point.
Oh, come on.
He's not getting a Power 4 job. Mike Gundy's washed. He is done.
I think I have a tendency to agree. That's why I think Colorado State could be an actual fit, even as crazy as it sounds to someone out there driving.
Colorado State's too good for him.
You want CSU to settle for Mike Gundy based on that logic. That's kind of what they would be doing, is be settling. If you don't think he's worthy of getting a Power 4 job, you think he's worthy of just CSU settling on Mike Gundy. Come off the top rope
with it.
No, I don't know, man. I think there could be a potential fit. Judging by his career, he'd be settling for Colorado State.
Right.
By his career.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think the next coach at Florida could be John Gruden.
Probably should be.
Could be John Gruden.
That's a spicy one. Was that a hot take or?
I mean, if you want to say it's a hot take on Hot Take Tuesday, you can. But I don't know. He says he wants to get back into coaching. He's open to college. The Billy Napier experience is aging like milk in the sun, and I like Billy Napier, but I think it's curtains for him, and I think it could be John Gruden. We'll see. Like, if I'm the SEC commissioner, I want John Gruden in my conference. But we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. All right. There has been a hot topic nationally for around 5 years now, revolving around one guy in Denver sports, and finally, I believe the debate has been settled. Details next.
Have the Broncos already revealed a troubling trend in the first month of the season?
Get the Broncos in a close game and they'll beat themselves. Broncos will Bronco eventually.
They haven't been able to close out games, and that's what good teams do. Good teams find ways to win both of those games, and then you're sitting at 3-0. It's frustrating because you look up and you look at where you could have been, and now what do you have in front of you?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Raise your glass. Oktoberfest is here at Twin Peaks. Join them every Friday in September at 6 p.m. for their legendary Stein hoisting competition. Show off your strength, win weekly prizes, and score Sam Adams swag. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I do.
I do. Everyone does. But even the best deal in the market becomes high if rates fall in the future. So now what? Go through all the expense again? No. Just go to U.S. Mortgages and get our trademarked lowest rate for life product. It allows you to get your savings today and lock in at below market rates like our 4.75 5-year fixed that has a 5.89 APR.
Wait, 4.75% 5 years fixed?
Yes, and even if the market does improve further, great. We redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee, and there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. So stop waiting for rates to get better and wasting money. Lock in your savings now and know you're 100% protected with lowest rate for life. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com. Rate must be locked by 9/16.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Some things in life should never be trial and error, like do-it-yourself dentistry or messing with your home's electrical wiring. That's where Piper Electric comes in. They've been powering homes with expert electrical service since 1983. From simple fixes to commercial and industrial work. Need an EV charger? They'll plug you in without the sparks. Right now, get $50 off your next service. Call 303-422-9219 before you DIY yourself back into the dark ages. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Imagine your home quieter, cooler, and more beautiful with the new Infinity from Marvin windows. Right now, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is offering 25% off. These aren't ordinary windows. They're built to outlast, outperform, and turn heads. Family owned since 1973, trusted across Colorado, and they never cut corners. Call them 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Don't delay. Quality costs less than regret.
When you're hurt in a car crash or on the job, Postman Law delivers. Don't just hope for help, demand results. Others promise. Postman delivers with ease, speed, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN today. That's 844-POSTMAN.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
So there has been a hot topic nationally for around 5 years now, revolving around one guy in Colorado. And I believe the debate has been settled. I really do. And there is additional evidence Now, I believe, so the conversation is, where does Nikola Jokic stack up when it comes to the single greatest player in the world? And I believe that this conversation was settled a year ago, okay? And not technically a year ago, but last season, I mean, when he took that group to the left and right of him to 7 games with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And watching how the Thunder operated before that series and after that series, I also believe the piece of evidence last summer, the summer of 2024, when he had Serbia and one other NBA player in an absolute war with Team USA, I think that was a signature development, and it leads to what we found out here within the last 24 hours or so. Tim Bontemps did his annual offseason survey asking 20 coaches, scouts, and execs a variety of questions, all right? But one of them is, who is the current best player in the world? And of the 20, literally 19 of them said Joker.
That's respect right there. But that's also obeying your eyes. You just got done talking about taking the Thunder to 7. There's even context to that. MPJ, a no-show. Jamal Murray, a no-show. Aaron Gordon, dealing with injuries. He was out there, but he wasn't himself.
Correct.
And yet, you take a team that's messed up and you go up against the Thunder, who dominated after that Game 7, and you look like that out there. That's because of Jokic. That's insane. Zach.
It
Truly,
is.
Man.
It is.
Like, what more can this man literally do in this league?
It's actually scary to think about because he had already won 3 MVPs. He had already won a championship in a city that you never would have thought on the NBA landscape. He was finals MVP. And then he proceeded to have his best season. And I just don't know. Like, I stopped. Well, I never really put limitations on Jokic, but I stopped even thinking about it several years ago because this guy could be one of the 5 greatest players of all time. Like, he's still yet to play. This is insane. He's still yet to play with an all-star. That's an all-star, like, at that time.
I can't wait till we start jumping right back into NBA talk, man, and the Nuggets.
You speak for the both of us. He's still yet to play with a current all-star or an all-defensive player. And the fact that he went out and had the season he did, and some of the other stuff that we referenced at the start of the conversation, his Serbian performance, and then OKC pushing him 7. 19 of 20 coaches, scouts, and executives said Nikola Jokic is the best player in the entire world. The guy who got the other vote wasn't even SGA. It was Luka Doncic. So the guy who won the MVP and is a great player, a Hall of Fame player, didn't receive a single vote when it came to this question.
How do you feel about that? I know you don't necessarily care, but like in the basketball world, do you believe that's right? You have Luka and then SGA.
Yeah. Well, in terms of how I feel about this, it feels
because we know like Jokic is on an island on his own.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
But number 2.
I don't know what you're asking.
Because who was number 2?
Luka. Yeah, he was the only other guy to receive a vote.
Are you okay? Like, are you good with that?
Yeah, absolutely. You got 19 people. Don't get along like this. You have 20 people in a room, and they have the whole league to pick from, and 19 of the 20 says Jokic. I mean, it's just the latest layer of the most insane validation. This is the single greatest developmental story in the history of basketball. In basketball, you see talent coming from a million miles away. The LeBrons and the Ant Edwards and the Lukas, Kobe, and they're like prodigies. We do not in the game of basketball. Football happens all the time. Someone like yourself goes undrafted, runs for 1,000 yards. I shouldn't say all the time, but it happens more often where undrafted players succeed in the league.
Every year there's going to be an undrafted player that succeeds.
Yep. And a couple of years ago, it was half of a Super Bowl roster was undrafted players. But it doesn't work that way in basketball. There's only one other technical second-round draft pick that has ever won league MVP, and that was Willis Reed decades ago, and there was only 8 teams in the league at the time or whatever it was, and he was technically the second-round pick, but he was really like the 14th overall pick in the draft. Jokic being a second-round pick to years later having 19 of 20 people that work within the business, coaches, scouts, executives, saying that this guy's the GOAT. We've never seen anything like it. We've never seen anything like this before. And we're still smack dab in the middle of his prime. But we need to enjoy it while it lasts, because another question in this survey was who's going to be the best player in the world in 2030. That is less than 5 years from now, and Jokic did not receive a single vote. So we are in the middle of his prime. These are the good old days. There's a commercial like that, right? Is it the Bluebell ice cream? The good old days are being made right now. Like, that's this right now. So let's enjoy it. All right, where would James Palmer place the majority of the Broncos' loss on Sunday if he had to choose? We'll ask him next.
Does Bo Nix shoulder the most blame for the loss to the Chargers?
Am I pinning it all on Bo? No, but you can't have it both ways. You can't, as a football fan or as a football media, talk endlessly about the importance of the quarterback, and then after a game like this say, well, what do you mean? It wasn't really Bo's fault. Can't have it both ways.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. It's football season, and did you know that I am the reigning fan staff champion in the King Supers Football Pick'em? Yep, Stokely, Schlereth, Zachby, Cecil Lemmy, none of them can hang with the judge when it comes to football. Just like those made-for-TV lawyers can't hang with me in the courtroom. When you've been hurt in a car accident, you want the real deal, which is what you get when you call 303-LAW-4040. Not some made-for-TV character. When you call 303-LAW-4040, you speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly, not some call center overseas. And you get to meet with us in person for free. We never take a dime unless we win for you. Plus, no ridiculous fees like those TV characters. You were the one that was hurt, so the doctors and the lawyers shouldn't take all the money. So go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW-4040, 303-LAW-4040.
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Meet Slate, the most personalizable, affordable pickup/SUV/whatever you want it to be. Learn more and reserve yours at slate.auto.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Our guy, James Palmer, joins us on Tuesdays at this time, and always love catching up with James. And I have to ask you, it's the same question 2 weeks in a row. I cannot believe the gutting nature of these back-to-back losses, James, where the Broncos never trailed in any of the last two fourth quarters, yet lose both games. It feels impossible, but here we are. Who do you think, if you were going to, we know, just so we don't put you in a bad spot, we know it's not about one person, okay? We know it's a collective when it happens like that. But if you were to lead the conversation with who had their hands the dirtiest, how would you start that?
Two or just this past one? I hate that we're talking about multiples here, Zach.
James, you with us here?
Yeah, you got me?
Okay, yeah, I got you. Hey, so it's a similar question to last week, James. We know there's plenty of blame to go around when you talk about having 9 total first downs over the course of a game, or going 2 for 13 on third down. But where would you lead the conversation when it came to who's to blame for the way it went down on Sunday?
It's so hard to put your finger on one, because the game shouldn't have been in the situation that they were both in. The offense found ways to not capitalize when the ball was in their hands, able to put the ball away, right? Able to put the game away. And then your defense, which is what you hang your hat on, has played 3.5 good quarters of football and can't get a stop on the final drive. I mean, so to me, that puts it, a little bit of blame everywhere. What really jumps out at me is this. We saw a lot of games like this past week, right? Saw Jordan Davis coming through the middle of the line against the Rams and winning it for the Eagles. We saw games come down to the wire all over the league, and it's like, where are your closers, right? Edge rushers are closers oftentimes. Star quarterbacks are closers oftentimes. Star receivers are closers. And where are your closers coming in to learn how to win these close games? So we can say the offense came up short, followed by the defense in closing out both of these games, you could say, with Bo Nix's pick and then the inability to get points on previous drives before you give the ball back to Justin Herbert. So you're right, there's blame to go all over. I'm just looking for it's usually highly paid players, go out and close out games. That just hasn't happened for Denver yet in these final moments.
James, you have Bo Nix in the first 3 games. He has struggled, especially during zone coverages when a team's also blitzing, so zone blitz coverages. For you, when you're dissecting this film and watching Bo Nix, what's truly going on with Bo right now that you could kind of explain to the audience? Because there's a lot of people that are upset with Bo. Some people are already out on him. And we know that he needs to be better, but what's going on?
Yeah, you're right. I think it's also crazy to be out on Bo Nix already. This isn't a great start. It isn't. And I think there were high hopes, and maybe they were unrealistic a little bit. We'll see. But I think it's an offensive unit that collectively hasn't helped itself, getting into favorable spots on first and second down. I think that's a big part of it. Penalties, for some reason, when you're returning so many guys, alignment issues. These are all issues that you can pass around on who to blame on the offensive side. But when Bo's sitting there in third and long, that's usually when these defensive coordinators, and man, Jesse Minter is one of the best in the game, who they just faced, Phil, they're going to start, hey, I saved this for this. third and long, pin our ears back. We're going to get a little exotic here. We're going to do something a little bit different. It's tougher to call those defenses when it's sitting at third and short, and the threat of play action or the threat of the run game is still in play, and you got to play a little different as a defense. And I think that's hurt them. I think there's been some footwork things that maybe could have helped out a couple of balls. I think that's a little bit of it as well. I think, hurting yourselves collectively as an offense, specifically on first and second down, does not behoove your quarterback at all. What we needed, and I think this conversation would be just a little bit differently, is Justin Herbert goes out there and makes a otherworldly play with Nick Bonito in his face to Keenan Allen. Bo Nix makes one of those plays down the stretch. The Sutton ball ends up getting completed. I think our perception of this is just a little bit different because you expect big-time quarterbacks to at least make a big-time play. Herbert wasn't great down the field. He really wasn't. But when he had to, in a gotta-have-it moment, he made a play. And I think sometimes that skews our perception a little bit about where our quarterbacks are at.
So James, just before we move on from the offense, because it's not good, all right? Bo Nix, 37% success rate is only ahead of Cam Ward and Joe Flacco. The Broncos, as a team, are 31st in success rate. Do you chalk it up to just early season bumpy road, and once they get synchronized, everything will be okay? Or do you think that there's some larger issues here that might have been overlooked in the preseason?
I think it might be the latter a little bit, honestly. I was just talking to Maurice Jones-Drew this morning about some of these rookie running backs and kind of getting his take because I think he knows the position so well. And we were talking about Harvey, and he really, really likes him, and he really likes Dobbins a lot too. But we were, they're talking. He goes, well, collectively, the skill group in Denver, I don't think is outstanding. And I think we had this conversation, a couple of times, guys. Like, you have Troy Franklin that you're hoping takes a step, and it's early, and we've seen some positives, but, man, the OPI was brutal. You see a whole new running back room that you see flashes where that Dobbins one-handed catch and down the sideline and tiptoeing is unbelievable and outstanding, but we've seen some struggles, collectively as running the football has been a problem. And, Cortland, I think, has done his thing, and at times I think they've gone away from him a little bit, but I think he's still been fine. He's probably your best offensive skill guy. Evan Ingram was supposed to be a big part of this. You haven't really seen him be a factor in this offense at all. So I think a little bit is, we're looking at this group around Bo Nix collectively, and, sometimes guys got to go make plays. We've seen it a couple of times. But I do think that's part of it, too, when we're asking a lot of new pieces around Bo and the offensive line to step up and make some of these plays and play more consistent. Hopefully that's just the beginning of the season thing. But at the same time, I think we do look at where they stand talent-wise around Bo as well as part of this early on as well.
James, we talk about the offense a lot, and they got to get into a rhythm. They haven't been able to get into a rhythm, but defensively, defense has been stout at times, but when it matters the most, they've given up a couple big-time plays. Let's go with the cornerback, specifically Riley Moss, and he's being targeted. He's second most targeted cornerback in the NFL right now. Should we be concerned with that? I know that PS2 is on the other side of him, but we need Riley Moss to make a couple more plays, knowing that he's going to be targeted a lot throughout the season.
Yeah, I think that's spot on, Phil. I mean, that's what teams are going to do. And look who you have coming to town, right? Like, I'm going to be watching T. Higgins. I'm going to be watching, where Jake Browning, if they don't fumble the ball on every play. Hopefully that happens, right? But if that's successful offensive football, where do they go with the ball? Like, are they going to target Riley? I think that's something that everybody around the league that I've talked to has kind of mentioned to me since they know I live in Denver. They've kind of said, hey, man, I thought Riley Moss was a player by the end of last year. I kind of had some, high hopes for him. It seems like it's been a little bit, of a rough start for him. Like, that's been the perception around the league when I talk to some people. So I do think you are in a difficult spot oftentimes when you're playing opposite of a really, really good corner. And you have to know that you're going to get balls. You're definitely going to have stuff come your way. And, they had a luxury of having a lot of bodies in the secondary, and you could take a first-round corner and you can maybe be a little bit deliberate with how you bring him along. That's usually not the case for first-round corners, right? Like, usually those guys are thrust into positions. Oftentimes, if you're a first-round corner, you're put in as the number one corner. Go ask Kareem Jackson about his rookie season in Houston. Like, it's tough. And so maybe you start seeing Barron get a little bit more run. It's trying to figure out what's happening in the secondary, because I think the idea of bringing him along slow was a nice luxury to have, and so that was the perception you had going into this season. But maybe you might start thinking about moving some pieces around a little bit.
Last question before we cut you loose, and we're chatting with veteran NFL reporter James Palmer. We will not talk to you until after the Bengals game. So what would be your snapshot synopsis or scouting report with who the Bengals have been thus far?
Yeah, listen, they have a lot of faith in him. Like, they have not been interested in going and trading for Kirk Cousins. He's been there for 5 years. He knows this system really, really well. And he'll get the ball to their playmakers. Here's the issue. Like, the turnovers, you don't expect 5 fumbles and losing 3 of them. You don't expect that to happen again. He'll try to get it to both receivers. The run game has been abysmal, and I think Denver should be able to shut that down entirely and make them one-dimensional against a backup quarterback. I mean, that should be your game plan, and you have really one of the very, very few people on the planet that can match up with Jamar Chase physically. Like, you really do. And so I do think you match up well, all things considered, with Joe Burrow not being in there, because Cincinnati's built one way. They literally put themselves in a corner and were like, we are built for Joe Burrow's processing power, and we're going to drop back, and everything's built around him throwing it and him deciding what's going on, and they don't know another way to play. So without him out there, I mean, they can't really change the way they do it, and I think that's in favor, obviously, of Denver. And then you just make sure Trey Hendrickson doesn't wreck the game. I mean, that's really the only person you have to worry about on the other side, and you should be in good shape. So, I mean, I expect Denver to win this game because they match up to the very few strengths that are left without Joe Burrow with Cincinnati.
Great stuff, as always. James Palmer, veteran NFL reporter, joins us on Tuesdays right around this time. Appreciate you, James. We'll do this again next week.
You guys are the best. Take it easy.
All right, there he goes, James Palmer. Great stuff there. All right, we need to talk about a situation within the Broncos that here within the last 48 hours went from bad to worse. That's next.
The Broncos couldn't finish off the Chargers and missed a golden opportunity to gain ground in the AFC West. With an uphill battle ahead of them, can Denver get back on track and keep pace within the division? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
What's up, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I want to tell you about my new obsession with Daisy's French onion dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching any big-time game. And now that Daisy's has come out with a delicious Daisy French onion dip, along with a Daisy ranch dip, these are definitely game changers that you are not going to want to miss out on. They're as delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So if you want to be blown away like I was, then give Daisy's French onion dip a try today. You can find Daisy's French onion dip at a grocery store near you.
Select Help, how can we help?
Hi, my CEO needs a POV on the ROI of HDHPs. By EOD.
Okay, so you're a small business. Let's start there.
How'd you know that?
Let's just say it's not my first RODEO. Get it? Rodeo.
Oh, right. Letters.
Let's get started. Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health. Insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Attention taxpayers. If you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000 and they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated.
Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159.
Priority Tax Relief. Stink here, and Bonnie says O'Meara has 1,000 vehicles, including cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Right now, the lowest lease payments ever on trucks, like Ford Bronco, $479, or Ford F-150, $449, and 0% interest is available.
So, 1,000 vehicles to choose from, low lease payments, and 0% interest.
That's right. Lease a Ford Bronco, $479 a month, or Ford F-150, $449 a month. At O'Meara, we make it fast, fun, and easy. O'MearaFord.com.
Stock SKE 30950, 25 Ford F-150. Stock SLB 13753, 25 Bronco. See website for complete details.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Say goodbye to your lawnmower and take back your weekends by replacing your old yard with Pro Green synthetic turf. Hey, Brandon Stokely here. You may have heard me talking about my Pro Green custom putting green and how it's made my weekends so much more fun. One of the main issues folks have with artificial turf is how hot it gets. Well, Pro Green invented a turf system with proprietary organic cooling materials that actually keeps your new turf lawn cool. It really mimics the look, feel, and temperature of natural grass. Call my friends at Pro Green today. 303-479-3967. That's 303-479-3967, or you can find them online at progreen.com/Denver.
This is Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Hall of Famer. I learned early in my career that winning takes teamwork. And in banking, that means choosing a partner that has your back. That's why I trust Colorado Credit Union, a local financial institution that has spent more than 50 years investing in our community and helping families build a strong financial future. To learn more, visit ccu.org or stop by any branch. Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Equal housing opportunity.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
There's a situation within the Denver Broncos that went from bad to worse here in the last couple days.
This your song, Zach?
Is this my song? This is one of them. Yeah. Bow to the Wow.
Ooh.
Creeping and Crawling.
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
I love it.
Let's go.
I love it. All right. Hey, this Friday, by the way, before we jump into this conversation, this Friday, the 26th, we're heading to downtown Denver for Bud Light Football Friday. We'll be live from Society Sports and Spirits off of Blake Street. 2 to 6 p.m. live show. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Bengals Monday Night Football, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. All right, I've been in that tailgate. It's sweet. You're going to love it. Must be 21 to enter that contest, but certainly don't have to be 21 to be at Society Sports and Spirits with us as we do that live show on a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. All right, man, we have not talked about it. I didn't want to talk about it yesterday. There was just too much actual football stuff on our plate, but we have to address it. This Dre Greenlaw situation. I mean, holy smokes, how disappointing is this story?
Zach, it's very disappointing. I mean, he's a top dog. He was a top priority in free agency. We were able to bag him. We were able to get him. We had to pay top dollar for him. Now, it could have been a lot more money if he would stay healthy, but we were able to get a bargain for him to come in to the facility and help the Denver defense out even more than they were last year, to bring a different type of physicality to the Denver Bronco defense from a linebacker position. And yet, Dre Greenlaw has yet been out there on the football field for us to see what he looks like in a Denver Bronco jersey. It's very concerning right now. Frustrating. I know he's frustrated.
Has to be.
I understand that.
Of course.
But for us, it's like, man, we need you out there. I believe that he was going to be a vocal leader because that's who he's been throughout his years and playing against him. He's very aggressive, but he communicates well, and people respect him. But in order to get the respect, in order to be able to communicate well, you have to be out there on the football field, and Dre Greenlaw is not available right now.
No. Here's Sean Payton after the game. He was hit with a Dre Greenlaw question.
We got to a point, and listen, he's been busting his tail. This will take a little of the pressure off. We could have done it earlier, and yet there was still, there was a goal date, and it was either this week or next, and we felt like the last thing we want to do is have him come out too early and re-injure it. George and I sat down with him. We spent some time discussing it, and now there's plenty of season left. So it was just something that obviously, hindsight, we could have said we should have done it. But at that time, the information was, hey, this is 4 weeks away, but it's a little bit longer.
Well, it's going to be a lot of it longer now, and so we're talking about the earliest that Dre Greenlaw can return is the Giants week, week 7, New York Giants.
I mean, come on, Zach. Like this is the thing about players when you're coming off an injury during the season. You go into camp. In this case, Dre Greenlaw didn't have a camp, but usually you go into a camp, you get calloused, you're in shape. If you have an injury that forces you to be out 5 to 6 weeks, when you come back, because you've been focusing on that injury, that specific muscle or body area, you're not truly getting your body ready for football. And then you start to lose the shape. And so now you're trying to rush back. You finally are back, but you're out of shape. You're not as strong as you were when camp rolled around. And then you're going out there and playing in the best league possible. And you have to try to stay healthy and compete and stay with these dudes that are playing at a high level, the highest level you can play at. It doesn't usually work out. And so now what happens for Dre Greenlaw? What are our expectations for this man when he comes back? If he comes back, that's something that you still have to worry about. Is like, how severe is this injury?
Yeah. Well, Phil, I asked you in the preseason, I said, hey, would you take 12.5 games? We're already past that. Basically, and I'm not saying right now, but from the time that he can come back after his IR clock is done ticking, I mean,
You know what it reminds me of right now, and I hope it doesn't come true.
I'm fearful of what you're going to say because I think I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Juwan James.
Oh, bingo. You know me too well. Juwan James, my former teammate. The man, Juwan James, only played in 3 games. Zach, 3 games. The first year of his contract, he played for those 3 games, got hurt. The next year was COVID year. Juwan James decided to opt out of that. Didn't tell anybody until the next day that he was going to opt out of that.
And wasn't he the only Bronco who did?
He was the only Bronco to do that.
Yeah.
Then after that, he comes back and blows his Achilles out outside of the facility, and Denver ends up getting rid of him. Juwan James had a contract for 4 years, $51 million, 32 guaranteed, and played in 3 games for the Denver Broncos. And we needed him.
Totally.
I needed him as a running back, to be selfish with you, because he was a good player if he would stay on the football field. I fear that this is something that may end up happening to Dre Greenlaw because of his injury history. With the 49ers, 2023, he blows his Achilles out. 305 days later, he's getting ready for 2024 finally. He goes out there. He only plays for 2 games. And so the last time he's played was last year during Christmas time. And he's already missed OTAs. He's already missed camp. Didn't play in any preseason games. And now he's not playing in the regular season. It's very concerning. That's all I'm just putting it on the radar. It's a lot.
Oh, it's on the radar. It's on the radar, all right. I mean, this is not good. Here's Mike Kliss this morning with the fellas giving a Greenlaw update.
From what I understand, there's different parts of the quad, and there's like a different muscle that acts up and kind of clinches, strains. Every time they get him going, he's almost ready. Something else happens in the same quad area. And from what I understand, he's had quad issues. You know, it goes back a ways, maybe even to college. And when he popped it but good to start the off-season program, and it just hasn't come along. So they've done all these exercises. We've seen him on the side field, but yet something must pop up. So now I think that didn't work, and so they're going to try to rest, take him off, and hope this works. I'm not sure this is going to work either, guys. You know, they hope he's ready for the Giants game in Week 7.
Man, I'll just continue to say I have 0 expectations of this season. And you should have took the 12 games. You should have took the 12 games.
Remember that one? Oh, hold on now. I knew you were going to bring that up. What about giving that victory lap to George? And I said, you don't pump them brakes. Pump them brakes.
Victory lap for George, not for Dre Greenlaw.
No, because it was a victory lap for George saying, hey, like he hit on all pieces.
No,
and
no,
I said,
no.
Let's see how they pan out first.
No, I know I wouldn't say that with well, hold on a second. I know I wouldn't say that with Dre Greenlaw specifically because he got hurt immediately upon arriving here. Like, so it was like a larger conversation
like that, yeah.
about George. Don't try to wiggle out of this. All right. Is there reason to be concerned about one vital tandem on the Denver Broncos? We'll have that conversation next.
Ralphie 7 ran wild at Folsom Field, and the Buffs rolled over the Cowboys in a much-needed win. Can Coach Prime and company keep the momentum rolling as they begin their slate of conference play in the Big 12? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
We are back. We are back. Football is back, Broncos country. That means summer is officially over, and it also means that it's all about the game days now. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you know you need to get there on time and in style. And speaking of the Denver Bronco games, you can get up to 30% off of your rides to the game with Hermes Worldwide for the entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. So let Hermes Worldwide handle all your traffic and parking hassles, and you focus on what really matters the most, watching your favorite team stack those wins. They are guaranteed to get you from the game and back safely, and that's all that matters. So give them a call today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, you can give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports today to book your next ride.
It's next man up in Boulder as Coach Prime and the new look Buffs return to action at Folsom Field. Tickets are on sale now, so get loud and cheer on CU as the Buffs battle for a Big 12 title. Tickets are still available for the Buffalo's home matchups against BYU, Iowa State, Arizona State, and more. Lock in your seats by visiting cubuffs.com/tickets or by calling 303-492-8282. Join the action of another exciting season at Folsom Field with your Colorado Buffaloes.
Spending 2 hours staring at the back of someone's bumper isn't the best way to end your day. So Jack in the Box is giving you a bonus with their new Bonus Jack combo. Fries, drink, and a burger with 1, 2, or 3 patties starting at just $3.99. Get so much more.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I do.
I do. Everyone does. But even the best deal in the market becomes high if rates fall in the future. So now what? Go through all the expense again? No. Just go to U.S. Mortgages and get our trademarked lowest rate for life product. It allows you to get your savings today and lock in at below market rates like our 4.75 5-year fixed that has a 5.89 APR.
Wait, 4.75% 5 years fixed?
Yes, and even if the market does improve further, great. We redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee, and there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. So stop waiting for rates to get better and wasting money. Lock in your savings now and know you're 100% protected with lowest rate for life. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com. Rate must be locked by 9/16.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. And the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Mike Evans here for Copperhead Plumbing. Your home doesn't have to flood before you know there's a problem. With the Mow and Flow Smart Water Shutoff System, you can monitor your home's water usage in real time right from your phone. You'll get notified the moment a leak starts. Trust Copperhead Plumbing for professional installation. Ask about installing a Mow and Flow system today.
Copperhead Plumbing, built to last. Call us once, you'll forget the past.
Copperhead Plumbing. They plumb different. They plumb custom.
This is Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. If you've struggled with weight loss, it's time for something real. We use GLP-1 medications from licensed U.S. pharmacies at full strength, never from unknown or online sources. Your program is overseen by a real doctor with in-clinic care and telemedicine options. Best of all, we're offering a free consultation so you can get started risk-free. Experience real weight loss results for under $300 a month. Visit DenverRegen.com to book your free consult. That's DenverRegen.com.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Denver Sports 104.
Riley Moss and Pat Surtain. You know, it's weird to see Pat Surtain struggle. You know, it almost bordered on the bizarre in Indianapolis a week ago. And then for the first series of the game, in a response game, after one of the really more poor games that PS2 has ever played, to be involved with really, I mean, it was a gaffe defensively. Just a gaffe where PS2, like, it almost looked like he had heard a whistle in his head or was playing two-hand touch and just didn't attempt to tackle.
Like, forgot that, hey, this is a real-life game. This is not practice, buddy. You have to bring this man to the ground.
Right.
It is. It's interesting because we hold PS2 to such a high standard because he was Defensive Player of the Year, and because we do know how great of a player he is, that when he messes up or makes a mistake or has a bad game, we start to look at each other like, what's really going on? But we also have to understand he is human.
Sure.
And that things do go wrong, and that he does bleed, and that he is going through a situation where maybe his ankle is hurting more than he's putting on, which is hampering him from or hindering him from doing what he really wants to do. I don't want to make that an excuse because he's not, but it's something that you have to think about because just like any other football player, you're going to get banged up. You're going to get hurt. You're not going to feel 100% all the time. Rarely are you feeling 100% all the time. So for PS2, it's getting back to the basics. Against the Colts, PS2 said, "Hey, I was lazy on my mechanics, on my technique," and that's more of like focusing. That's more of understanding that you are going up against another NFL defender, so you have to prep the right way. And in this game here, it just was like there was a couple times where a receiver made a good play.
Yep.
And PS2 was there. He just wasn't able to make the play. And so I look at this as for PS2 is things are going to be okay with him.
Oh, sure.
He's going to shake this off.
Sure.
He's going to be just fine. He needs to get in a rhythm. He needs to find a way to get an interception under his belt again and then go from there. Yeah,
and really not worried at all about PS2, but it is a little bit different to see. Riley Moss is the second most targeted cornerback in the NFL after 3 weeks. This is not going to stop. Where are we at with Riley Moss?
So I look at this with Riley, Zach, and I go back and forth because I do get frustrated because come on, Riley, like, why are you not making some of these plays? But then again, cornerback is the second hardest position in football. When you are a cornerback, you're backpedaling, going up against receivers that are running 4.3s. We're talking about the NFL right now, NFL receivers that are going to be 6'2 to 6'4, maybe even 6'5, that are over 200 pounds, that understand how to run great routes, that know the route tree, while as a cornerback, you're reacting. You're guessing on the route that the receiver is getting ready to do. So it's already hard on you. And then you have the referees that if you even touch a receiver, there's a penalty.
I know.
So now for a receiver, it's like you have to play perfect, fundamentally sound football in order to make a big-time play. And it's hard on them. And for Riley's going into his second year where he's the starter for a full second year right now if he could continue to be the starter by the end of this year. And he's still learning about himself. But one thing about the cornerback position is you cannot lose confidence in yourself.
So true.
The minute that you start losing confidence in yourself like a quarterback, you are no good anymore. So all I can say is for Riley is you're going to continue to get targeted. You are going to have to make some plays. Receivers are going to make plays on you, but it's about bouncing back, one snap and clear. What do you do in that next play? And make it easier on yourself. Communicate. Watch the film. Really get a beat on these receivers. Someone like Chris Harris Jr. was smart with that and understanding that, like, hey, if a receiver's foot is out just a little bit, he's probably running a slant route. If a receiver's foot's on the inside, just slightly a little bit, my guessing is he runs a post, right? It's certain things like that that can help someone like Riley Moss out so you can beat that receiver to the punch.
Well, by the numbers, teams are 13 of 27 when targeting him for 170 yards. The quarterbacks, when targeting him, have a passer rating of 81. The completion percentage, quarterbacks are actually completing less than 50% of the targets that go Riley's way, but it feels like maybe, a play or two that he didn't make can be loud, and I'm thinking of the Keenan Allen touchdown. But I'll say this about Riley Moss. I can't remember through 3 games receivers catching balls where, like, Riley Moss is out of the frame, even on the Keenan Allen touchdown. I mean, incredible coverage. Just Herbert made a Hall of Fame caliber throw, and Keenan Allen will likely go to the Hall of Fame at one point.
For sure. But think about this too, like scramble drill.
Yep.
Those are where a lot of the plays are made, big time plays are made, where a cornerback has to chase around a receiver for 5 to 8 seconds. You can't expect Riley Moss to hang with a receiver for 5 to 8 seconds. I don't care if you're PS2, that's hard to do.
It's hard.
When you go back and you watch film and you see that Zach Allen had the opportunity to bring down Justin Herbert and did not do that, when Zach Allen usually does, that could have stopped everything. And this is why it's the ultimate team sport, and that you need everybody, because if Zach Allen makes that play, Riley Moss doesn't give up that touchdown. So it goes both ways on this one. But Riley is going to be just fine. But I will say this on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Jahdae Barron, okay, he's a first-round draft pick, 20th overall. At some point, you want to get him going. If Riley continues to struggle, does Jahdae Barron end up taking his place for a little while?
Yeah, we need to let's put a pin in the Jahdae Barron, because I want to talk more about that tomorrow, because he's not really on the field a whole heck of a lot right now, and I just want to have more of an expansive conversation about that. Hey, real quick, we'll go a minute long here. What do you think about Pat Surtain coming out with an in-season podcast? Phil,
go ahead. What do you think? What's wrong?
I'm being rude because I just asked you the question and I want to just jump in and answer.
You're always rude. Obviously, it's on your mind. You have a strong opinion on this. What's going on?
I love Pat Surtain. Everyone loves Pat Surtain.
Yeah.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a Denver athlete that has a higher approval rating than Pat Surtain, not named Nikola Jokic or maybe Aaron Gordon or something like that. But I gotta stay consistent. I don't like this. Why do you a podcast? An in-season podcast at that? Pat Surtain doesn't have a lot of things to say anyway. He gets interviewed by them. He has microphones in his face all the time. And this is not my favorite thing that I've heard here. And he's doing media stuff. He's sitting down and doing interviews. And it's like, I read one from Forbes, and it's like, wait, what? We're doing this during this? Personally, I don't like it.
I think that, again, just like Bo Nix, Zach, when it comes to like him doing some of the videoing he did with the motivational speeches, I don't know if that's necessarily Bo Nix or his team.
Yeah.
And in this case, I'm going to say the exact same thing with PS2. Maybe it's his team. Now, although you have to sign off on it, like nobody's putting a gun to your head saying,
right,
you have to do this. But maybe it's like listening to your team saying, hey, we need to get you out there so that people can see you for who you really are as just a great person, and just get to see your character and your personality. That's the only thing I could think of some of these players having these podcasts. It's not about money. It's not about the fame. They're already getting that.
Right.
But maybe it's just about extending their brand for after football. I'm just trying to come up with things that maybe I would do.
Yeah. Sure.
If I'm in their shoes.
I'm not, and please no one misunderstand me. I am not saying that he's doing anything wrong.
No, he's not.
At all. But it's like, in-season podcast? I don't know. And by the way, we haven't seen another Bo Nix YouTube video.
We haven't.
So
waiting on that one. We got clipped for that one, didn't we?
we did. Yeah, just not my favorite thing. Not everything that I share an opinion on has to be a big deal. Sometimes it can just be literally just relaying an opinion, and this would fall under that. I don't think it's a big deal, but it also doesn't mean I have to like it because I don't like it. All right. What do you make of the latest detail surrounding a controversial sequence involving a divisive Colorado athlete? That's next.
Have the Broncos already revealed a troubling trend in the first month of the season?
Get the Broncos in a close game and they'll beat themselves. Broncos will Bronco eventually.
They haven't been able to close out games, and that's what good teams do. Good teams find ways to win both of those games, and then you're sitting at 3-0. It's frustrating because you look up and you look at where you could have been, and now what do you have in front of you?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. If you've been seriously injured in a truck or car wreck, you want Wilhite. We've been voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm for the last 3 years in a row. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you, because you can't be pinned down unless you want to be. Your first love story is free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, we'll get back into Broncos here in just a couple minutes.
Will we?
I mean, that's the plan.
If we let it be the plan.
What do you mean? You want to do something else?
No. I just know where this is going. I just know what's going to happen.
Well,
you're already on the ropes.
I am not on the ropes.
Rashiki, I'm Rashiki right now.
Oh, no, not the stink face. Oh man! So I know we're gonna see not gonna see eye to eye on the following topic, but I'm curious what you make of the latest detail surrounding a controversial sequence involving a divisive athlete from Colorado, or I shouldn't say from Colorado, that has ties to Colorado. And when I say divisive, I got to make sure folks hear what I'm saying. When I say divisive, I mean like dividing a room, like the actual like divisive topic, divisive personality.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Shedeur Sanders and the little detail that came out over the weekend. And yesterday wasn't the day, the right day to talk about it. We had just so much stuff on our plate from the CU Buffs game itself over the weekend against Wyoming and the Broncos and all that. But we had a little bit of time today, so I wanted to get to it. Deion Sanders joined the New Heights podcast, another athlete who has an in-season podcast, all right, and Travis Kelce. And he might have fallen off as soon as that thing started, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
I kid. But Deion Sanders went on the New Heights podcast, and it came out over the weekend. And the little detail that Deion shared was that it wasn't just the Ravens who called Shedeur and wanted to draft him in the 5th round. It was also Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning world champs. They wanted Shedeur later in the draft. And Deion also went on to say this.
I played for Baltimore, so me and Ozzie are cool. So
there you go.
We understood that whole conversation, and he wanted to talk to Shedeur as well as he wanted to talk to me. And I put Shedeur on the phone, and Shedeur, I don't want to say how it went, but how in the world can somebody fault him for saying or thinking, why in the world would I go back up Lamar for 10 more years? Like, who comes in with that mindset?
No, that's not where you want to go. If the goal is to be that guy and you want to be the player,
right,
and the
And you want to get that opportunity.
Yeah, but where do these guys come from that sit on these platforms and say, oh, you should have sat in behind and learned the game and been what they develop? When have the pros ever developed anybody?
Yeah, it don't happen very often.
By the time you get to the NFL, they expect you to know what you need to do and to do it, or somebody else go get in there and do it. Now, they teach you their playbook, but development and teaching you how to route folks up and you how to block and hold that point, man, please. There ain't nobody taught you that.
You got to figure it out on your own, man.
There you go.
All right, quite a bit there. It continued for a few more minutes, and Deion, said stuff like, "Hey, whenever I ever learned anything from sitting on the bench and all that."
Yeah.
I know before we start, we're not going to see eye to eye on this, but I want to give you the floor. What do you? Because we had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
When we found out when Schefter broke the story on a Sunday morning that the Ravens wanted Shedeur, and Shedeur said, no, don't draft me. I don't want to sit behind Lamar.
And we saw eye to eye during that time.
We did.
Yeah, because I was like, what is Shedeur doing? What is Shedeur doing? Why would you not, as a 5th-round draft pick, want to be with an organization like the Ravens and now like Philly, where you can sit there and back up a couple really good quarterbacks and learn from them, but also be in a winning environment and learn that way as well. So I was with you on that.
You sounded super sensible. Where are you at today?
And today, I'm on the opposite side. After listening to Prime, after kind of reflecting and thinking it through as a player point of view, I can't fault Shedeur for wanting to go to a team, and it just so happens to be Cleveland, where you have an opportunity to play. Because when you're with the Ravens, you're not going to play in front of Lamar Jackson. When you're with Philly, you're not going to play in front of Jalen Hurts. You're going to back them up, and you're going to always be viewed as a backup. But if you are Shedeur and you believe that you should have been picked in the first round, which I still think he should have been in at least the first 2 rounds, why would I sit here and put myself in jail and put myself in a box? Because the NFL is all about putting people in boxes. Shedeur thinks he's a franchise quarterback. He wants to be in a situation where he can show that he can play. And the only way you can show that you can play is if you're getting the reps out there and playing football, not sitting there holding a clipboard, giving Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts a high five and pretending like you're happy for them. It's about going out there and making those mistakes. Isn't that what you wanted Bo Nix to do? You wanted him to go through the fire. Well, that's how you become a better quarterback.
Have you changed on that too?
What?
Because you wanted Bo to sit at the start of last year.
I did, but hey, it's worked out. It's the reps. As much as I go back and forth, if I'm Bo Nix, I want to be in it too. As a player, and I was a former player, I wanted to play. I didn't want to sit there and watch somebody else play. So yeah,
of course I understand that.
Yeah. So yeah, like the right thing to do was to put Bo in there if he's your quarterback and he's the vision, which is the truth. So
okay.
I can acknowledge that.
Okay.
That's the exact same thing with Shedeur now. Like, of course, going to Cleveland, that's not ideal. That's not the ideal thing to do. But it's about playing. It's about showing other NFL teams that, hey, if Cleveland decides to let me go, I can play this game. And I believe he can. And he'll get his opportunity with the Browns. I don't know how many games, but he'll get his opportunity.
Well, I disagree on multiple levels.
Where do you want to start?
I don't even know where. One, Shedeur handpicked his situation. He's not playing now, and I don't think he's going to play anytime soon. That fan base is going to clamor for him. There is a scenario maybe at the backstretch of the year where he plays. But what I would say is when he plays, he is going to be in a terrible, terrible situation in Cleveland. And that's all Cleveland has ever been. There is not one organization in professional football who has got it wrong at quarterback more than Cleveland. They're one of the only organizations that literally, along with probably the Chicago Bears, that have never actually had a franchise quarterback, ever. All right? Even losing scenarios like...
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, they just have never been able to figure it out. Even when they pick the right guy, they move on from him. see Baker Mayfield, who has led the league in touchdown passes since Cleveland cut him. Or I should say since he joined the Bucs, rather. I believe, let me just also say, this is the first time in NFL history a 5th-round pick has said, no, don't draft me. He is still trying to dictate his scenario. I think that it's very nearsighted, I would say. I think it's very nearsighted. You may see the field sooner by going to Cleveland. I'll give you that. That's not to say, that's not a guarantee, though, because if you are Jalen Hurts' backup or Lamar Jackson's backup, both of those guys, they run around a lot.
But also, that's not a guarantee either.
It's not. It's definitely not. But what you get in those scenarios is that if you did have to play, you are in an incredible position. You get to, hey, what do you want? To hand it off to Saquon or to hand it off to Derrick Henry? I mean, this is what we're talking about here. 2 of the best offensive lines in football, 2 of the best coaches in football, 2 of the best organizations in football.
But what makes a franchise quarterback? Handing the ball off? Or being able to rely?
Don't take me too literal with that. I'm just using an example because they have great skill. You're in a great position.
You're saying
you're in a great position.
You're taken care of.
Like Nick Foles was a backup in Philly. He was called upon to play and was able to go and win a Super Bowl despite his backup status because in the incredible position that the Eagles had put him in. I think there is way more value in joining the most stable organizations, the most winning organizations in professional football than there is the microwaved approach of joining the Browns, a historically dysfunctional situation at that position specifically, but it's the shorter path and more the instant, let me prove it. And I understand the mindset. I really do. I do. I'm not here to say that
you want reps, right?
That doesn't make any sense. But I think that because you're in Cleveland now and you're talking about the reps, but Shedeur Sanders isn't even the full-time scout team quarterback. He's alternating with Bailey Zappi.
But even this, and we discussed this earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. Even the backup anywhere you go is the scout team player. Nick Foles for the Eagles, he was a scout team player. If you're a backup, you're a scout team player no matter what because you don't have enough bodies out there.
Well, I'm saying he's not the backup. He's not the starter. He's not the backup. He's the third string, and again, they're not even giving him every scout team rep. So I just think that it is I think that telling those organizations, those sterling, blue chip organizations like Philly and like Baltimore, no, is another piece of evidence for me personally, I'm speaking for myself, of the lack of awareness with Shedeur Sanders. But I also think in addition to that, in a more football conversation, it's a shorter term fix. But if he's asked to play in December in Cleveland and he's the third quarterback seeing the field in that situation that have never been able to figure it out outside of maybe Bernie Kosar, if you want to tell me that, that's fine. That's decades ago.
Yeah, I wasn't born.
And so, right, and I might have been born. But you're doing the quicker fix, and I think it's unwise, big picture.
I mean, but you're also saying hey, you're in a better situation, which you are, if you're going to play for that organization. If they view you as a starting quarterback, you're definitely in a great situation with Philly or with Baltimore. But that's not the vision for Shedeur Sanders with those teams. The vision for Shedeur Sanders, if you go to the Ravens or to the Eagles, it's you're a backup. And you're a backup for good with us.
Well,
you got Jalen Hurts
sure,
and two
sure.
young quarterbacks. You're not
assuming good health. You wouldn't be the starter anytime soon. I get that.
And for Shedeur, it's how am I supposed to get on the field? Because every year there's new quarterbacks coming into this league. If I'm just pushed as a backup, you're going to start viewing me as just a backup. But let me show you somewhere else that I can truly play this game. Go to a team that does need a quarterback, that does need help, and help them out. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna just light it up and he's going to be the greatest quarterback ever. But what I'm saying is if Shedeur gets out there during some of these games and he's making the right reads and the receivers like Jerry Jeudy are not catching the ball, that's not on him. We talk about Bo and some of the missed opportunities that he's having, but also there's some times where Bo gives a receiver a good pass and the receiver doesn't make the play, well, that's not on Bo. We're not marking Bo down. We're talking about that receiver.
Yeah.
That could be the same thing for Shedeur, but you have to get out there. The reps matter. You know that. In order for me to be a better version of myself on the radio with you, I have to get the reps. How would that be if I were just sitting behind the glass looking at somebody else do this job, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to continue to wait, but I'm not getting the reps, so I'm not getting any better.
And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying the reps don't matter. Of course, I would never say that. But if we were to be making a radio analogy, if I were to piggyback on yours, say that you were picking which radio station you were going to work at, and one is the fan, and what we call in our business, and this is a little inside baseball, but it's called like a heritage station. The fan has been around for 3 decades. Dads listen with their sons. Those sons grow up and listen with their sons, and we talk to these people all the time at these live shows. By the way, Bud Light Football Friday, this coming Friday, we're going to be downtown. Let me just squeeze this in here organically. We're going to be downtown at a Society Sports and Spirits off Blake Street from 2 to 6. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Bengals Monday night, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 years old to enter that. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Broncos. But to continue going on that analogy, if you were picking a radio station, all right, and the fan wanted to bring you on, all right, with all the legacy and history behind it, and say, hey, you are a part of our vision. Now, you might not be a frontline starter right now, but we like you. We want to bring you in. We want to develop you as a host and all this stuff. Or you could pick some AM station that doesn't get listened to and doesn't rate and doesn't perform and has been historically running through hosts every other year, but you would have a quicker path to be on the air and get some of those reps. I would still tell you, you should go to the fan. You should get under that umbrella.
Did you tell yourself that?
What do you mean?
Your build-up was like that. You had to start from somewhere. And you started somewhere small, you built up, and look where you are now.
But that was just where I was from. Okay. So I had to bloom where I was planted.
Yeah, but guess what? You always tell me, Phil, nothing is going to supplement those reps. So while you were blooming up and you were getting ready for this big-time gig, which you are now, you were getting those reps. Even when you didn't think someone was listening, those are the reps that have made you who you are today. But you got those reps. You got those opportunities. But if you're sitting behind somebody, you're not getting those reps.
Well, but what I'm saying is he's not getting them now either.
Not yet. Not yet. If you're at Baltimore or Philly, you may get 1 or 2 games if something goes wrong with the quarterbacks. With Cleveland, you may end up getting 7, 8, maybe even 10 games. Who knows? Now, Dylan Gabriel goes out there and he does well. It's going to be hard. But if he falls on his face, which could happen, he's a 3rd-round draft pick, everybody's going to be chanting Shedeur Sanders' name.
Oh, they will be. There's no doubt. I agree with you. I got to hit this legal idea. The FCC is going to fine us like Shedeur going over 100 in the middle of the night. This is KKFN and KKFN, HD1 Loma, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
If we would have got fined, I would have sent it to you.
Yeah. I wouldn't pay it, but I wouldn't tell you, and just let the late charge build up. All right. Hey, we obviously don't agree on this. RamosLaw.com text line. I mean, there's a lot of response to this conversation. All right, and this is why I say divisive, because anytime Shedeur or Deion, to maybe even a greater degree, it is a divisive conversation. And so we'll see how it all ages. And guess what? If Shedeur gets his opportunity and knocks it out of the park, the results will speak for themselves, and I will come and raise my hand and say, hey, Phil, I was dead wrong. He is the first franchise quarterback in Cleveland history, or maybe the second in addition to Bernie Kosar. And I'll give him all those flowers. All right? I'm wrong.
Get that hand ready to raise.
I'm wrong often, right? But I'll believe that one when I see it. That
was a big step for you, by the way. You saying you're wrong often.
I am wrong.
I'm proud of you.
If you share strong opinions into a microphone for 4 hours, I mean, you're going to be wrong, and you just have to be like, dude, who was higher on Clemson before the college football season?
You were.
I mean, dude, I thought they were ready to pop. They had built 3 years for this, and if Dabo didn't have a buyout of $60 million, his seat might be hot.
Well, you also got yourself in a little trouble with Uncle Kirk Cignetti. You going against your uncle with Indiana. I mean,
yes.
What's going on with that?
Well, not directly. I said I was my largest position was of the college football season, financially I'm talking about, was Brett Bielema, Illinois, over 7.5 wins. I had the same conversation last year with Kirk Cignetti, and we knocked that thing out of the park. And I still think we're going to get there with the fight in Illini. So I'm not bailing. But when you lose by 53, I do have some doubts. I do have some doubts.
Oh, yeah, it's a little rough over there.
But like, so if that happens with Shedeur and he goes and develops and just crushes it and maybe saves the staff's job and all this stuff, I'll be the first to say.
Look, I don't know if that's going to happen. All I know is, for me, all right, when I wasn't drafted and the Denver Broncos could have drafted me in the 7th round, it's not going to hurt them to give me a 7th round draft pick. I could have said, no, I don't want to go there. But it was the right move for me, because when I was looking in that room, I said, none of these players are better than me. Like, we're all on the even playing field, and I just have to go out there and make enough plays to show this coaching staff that I belong in the NFL. I was able to do that, and they didn't have a vision for me. They weren't expecting Phillip Lindsay to go off like he did. But also, I forced my way in.
You just go third person?
Yeah, I had to. I had to go Melvin Gordon on him.
Oh, no. Melly Mel outside with the football stuff.
Melly Mel be like, man, come on, 2-5.
Classic.
Come on, 2-5.
Classic.
Who are you talking to, Mel?
But I understand that, and I see it differently, but you don't sound crazy.
Yeah.
And so we just disagree. But I will say, if we see Jalen Hurts get hurt this year or Lamar Jackson get hurt, and we're looking at that scenario of like, you could be in there. You could be in there under that coaching staff and that roster, and because you know who the backup is in Philly? Tanner McKee. Who's the backup in
Baltimore?
Baltimore. It's oh gosh, I know this. Don't tell me. Dallas Cowboys. Cooper Rush.
Oh, Cooper Rush.
So like, if any of those guys have to play, I think maybe playing one game for Philly or Baltimore has more value than playing 3 games for Cleveland.
Oh no, man! It's like because you got 3 opportunities to get better. One opportunity is not enough to show that, hey, like, I do belong here, and I'm not just a backup.
In the right situation, it might be, where you're not having to do the heavy lifting. If he's playing for Cleveland in December, it's going to be a problem.
What are we going to say, though? What are we going to say if Shedeur Sanders goes out there and he's with the Eagles or Baltimore and he does well? We're going to say, oh, it's the product of his environment. That's what they talk about with Brock Purdy.
But hold on a second.
You don't get a lot of respect. Brock Purdy doesn't get as much respect.
He got respect from the Niners, and they gave him a $100 million contract.
But he kind of forced their hand. Who else is out
By
there that's
playing
better
well.
than Brock
By
Purdy?
playing well.
But also for them, it's like Brock Purdy didn't break the bank.
No, he didn't.
Why
and he
was
didn't
that?
deserve to. Not everyone breaks the bank.
Why does he not deserve to? He was just in the Super Bowl.
I understand, but there's context, and he's in a great situation. But you'd rather be in a great situation to make $100 million than a not great situation and have to go try to earn $150 million.
For sure, but in this situation, the great situation for Shedeur is playing and not hoping that a franchise quarterback gets hurt.
But
you
hold
don't
on.
want to do that.
But hold on, Phil. Look at the inverse of what you just said. You said if he plays for Philly or Baltimore, they'll say, well, he's a product of his environment. But if he plays for Cleveland and he falls on his face in December, what are you going to say?
Well, it depends on how he looks. Like there's context to that. But if he's out there throwing interceptions and making the wrong reads and overthrowing
chances
players,
are,
then we're going to have to critique him differently.
But chances are, just based on preseason, when they made him the starter and I was told he was getting sabotaged,
I mean,
based on
Zach. He was out there with every single lineman that was in that game is not on the NFL roster right now.
Phil, he's barely on one now himself.
Zach,
that's a fifth-round draft pick. He's a third
out there
string.
blocking for him.
No, that actually matches his current status in the
NFL.
NFL.
You probably let everybody through, huh?
I would look like that lineman that got deboed by John Franklin Myers. But that's what the Shedeur prayer circle will be saying if he plays for Cleveland and he doesn't play well. He's playing in December and these guys stink and they're setting him up to.
Well, of course, there's context to everything, but also when you're evaluating film and you're going back and saying, okay, did he do his job? Did he set his feet and anchor down? Did he get the ball to the right read? And was the receiver able to catch that ball? That's what I want to know. It's not that every time he steps back to get the snap, he's getting sacked 2 seconds into the play. That's not on him. But if he's holding on to the ball like he did a couple times, now it's like, Shedeur, you're doing too much. And now, yes, that is on him. So there's context when you're evaluating that quarterback situation over there.
All right. Well, we'll see how it all plays out. We'll see how it all plays out, and that's the thing. Like, it's going to play out.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't play for the Browns at all this year, which could definitely happen, well, we'll just see, because even then he's going to be under contract for a few more years. So, like, we'll see how it plays out. All right, shifting gears here a little bit. That was fun. Shifting gears, it was for me anyway.
Oh, why? I was on the top rope.
Oh, you were on the top rope trying to escape the ring. I jump to a table. So I want to talk about the Broncos offense with you here, Phil. Some of the numbers that we're seeing from Bo Nix, so we go from quarterback to quarterback. The Broncos offense ranks 31st in success rate. All right. And when I say success rate, let me just say this because we should get used to, because I really like this stat. Success rate shows us how effective players and teams are at staying on schedule and creating productive plays. So, like, as a result, a successful play depends on context. All right. So check out this example. If I run it on first down for 2 yards, that's not a great play. But if it's 4th and 1 and I run for the same 2 yards, it's a resounding success. So, like, the expectation or what you're trying to achieve on any given play is different. That's where success rate comes into play. So it depends on context. So it's defined as a play that gains at least 40% of yards required on first down, 60% of yards required on second down, and 100% on third or fourth down. So now that I got that out of the way, Broncos offense ranks 31st in success rate, and Bo Nix's, and we know there's 32 teams in the league, so that's not ideal. Bo Nix's 37% success rate ranks only above Cam Ward and Joe Flacco, which might be more of a reason why Shedeur would be playing at some point soon.
Sure, come on now.
Trying to help your argument. More numbers. Bo Nix, 8 for 20 for 54 yards and 2 picks when being blitzed. That ranks 31 out of 31 among qualified quarterbacks in the NFL. On Sunday, if you took away that schemed up 52-yarder, which you love to see, but in terms of analyzing Bo, if you take out that 52-yarder to Sutton, Nix was 2 for 8, passing for 32 total yards on throws that went at least 10 yards on Sunday. This is an issue. His QBR of 41 is 25th in the NFL. And I know Sean Payton has praised Bo Nix, and he tells us he's doing great, but I don't believe that. And according to ESPN's NFL Next Gen stats, Nix has an off-target rate at 18%. That ranks 24th in the NFL. I mean, it's early, but it's also all this information is pretty unhealthy.
It's a little alarming when you're going through this information. It's like Bo Nix is at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to quarterbacks. And there was a lot of noise and a lot of talk about how Bo Nix was going to take this year 2 leap, which you just said earlier. It's still early. I do believe that Bo Nix will take that leap, but he is young. He is going through the fire. He is going through situations where he's seeing defenses that he's probably never seen before. And so he's trying to figure it out. And he's being blitzed. So now it's like, hey, I have to find the hole in this zone. Somebody is coming off the edge or down the middle, so there may be a free man. I don't know who it is just yet because I'm trying to learn what this is all about when it comes to these blitz packages. But then now I have to be accurate and get this ball out of my hands fast. It's a lot for a young quarterback, and that's why, although I get upset with Bo and some of these throws, like the overthrows, it's like, come on, dude, you got to be able to set your feet, anchor down, and make those passes. I do agree.
His footwork's a problem right now.
Footwork is a big-time problem. But also, it's like he is still learning. But because there's so much pressure put on that man, that we evaluate him differently. Because we expect Bo Nix to be this franchise quarterback and making plays like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson, and even Justin Herbert, that we're putting so much pressure on him when we know he's going to make mistakes.
This is why, and I'm going to go back to a preseason conversation, and it's going to sound like I'm patting myself on the back, okay? And
you love to do that.
I promise I'm not. All right. This is why when we talked about expectations for Bo, I said, and you might have even agreed with me, and I forget, so please speak up. But I said, statistically, it doesn't need to be better than his rookie year.
I remember you saying that.
It was such a good rookie year. There doesn't need to be this great big leap and this great big jump in his sophomore year. The rookie year was statistically the second greatest rookie year of all time.
I think we were talking about stats at that time too, like the passing yards, the touchdowns.
Yes, and you could be right about that. I honestly forget. But I remember being like, the team should be better. Bo shouldn't be 6th in the NFL in passing attempts, which he was as a rookie. So numbers-wise, like, don't press. What you did was good enough. The current Bo is currently good enough. But he may be trying to overachieve and surpass what he did. And you got these, I know you're referencing the comments from Sean and this built-in pressure. There may be something to that.
No, it is. And for me, I played with a quarterback by the name of Drew Lock, who was a rookie. The first 5 games of his career, because he was backing up Joe Flacco. Telling you right there, Joe's about to be out of a job.
Yeah, maybe
Russell
so.
Wilson's out of a job. Joe's about to be next.
I still can't believe Flacco has a job. I can't believe Russell Wilson had a job still. But sorry, keep going.
No, and so those 5 games with Drew Lock, they were really good. Drew Lock came in there. He did what he needed to do. He got the ball around. He had confidence. He knew every single line from a Jeezy song. Like, it was just fun to be around, and had everybody in that locker room, the coaching staff and the fan base, optimistic about that next year. What does it look like for Bo Nix with a full year of getting ready for the regular season, and then having, at that time was 16 games, having 16 games to continue to grow? And as time went on for Drew Lock, the confidence started to leave his body, and you could see it, where it's like he had so much confidence going into it. He started to mess up, started to not understand some of the defensive schemes, started to get in trouble during film for not hitting the right receiver, and now that confidence continued to leave his body. And as a young player, you're going to go through hard times, especially as a quarterback, that everybody around you have to pick you up. That's like when J.K. Dobbins, when they asked him about the missed opportunities, J.K. said, hey, look, it's not on Bo. Bo Nix made great passes. We know that Bo Nix didn't make the greatest passes, but that's his teammate. And he knows as a vet, you got to keep these young players with the right mindset and the right confidence so that you can win these games, because there's going to be a time where Bo Nix goes out there against Cincy and lights it up. He just needs to continue to work through things because he's young. And I'm going to continue to say that. Yeah, he's 25, but when you're talking about quarterback in your second year and a franchise quarterback at that, it's going to take time.
No, there's no doubt about it. And I wasn't expecting Bo Nix to
light it up.
Well, not just be God's gift to the quarterback position, but I also, I'll say this once in a while when I'm on the golf course and I'm struggling, and I'll say, "Hey,"
that's every time you step foot on that golf course.
Well, you know, yeah, sometimes,
so
oftentimes. But I'll say this: I'll say, "Man, I know I'm not a good golfer, but I'm also not this bad." You know, when I'm really struggling.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not good, but I'm also not this bad. I was not expecting Bo Nix to be a top 5 quarterback the way that Sean was pointing, shot calling like Babe Ruth, right? Like pointing to the fence. Like, what are we doing here? I did not expect that. But I also didn't expect to see this, where he's statistically returned to the first month of his rookie year as one of the worst quarterbacks in the league through 3 weeks.
Where are you at with him? Because there are so many people out there right now, and I know maybe it's the heat of the moment. Emotions are running high after a game where you lose in a gut-wrenching fashion.
Yeah.
Field goal where people are like they're done with Bo.
No, come on.
It's crazy to even say that.
No.
It's like, dude, what are we doing here?
Come on. No, I completely agree. As much as you and I have disagreed today, we can agree with that. If you're jumping off the Bo Nix bandwagon, and I don't even like that term. If you're tapping out on Bo Nix, because you don't have to be on some sort of bandwagon and some loyalist that no matter what you see, you have to pledge allegiance to Bo, cross your heart and hope to die. Like we're talking about professional football. But if you're tapping out on Bo already after 3 games, where were you after 3 games last year? It was even worse last year. He was setting records last year. And you fast forward, and Bo Nix is the rookie of the week. Bo Nix is the NFL's offensive player of the week at some weeks. And so we can't be that fickle. And I guess I'm not going to tell any fan how to fan, because if you don't believe in Bo Nix, and I'm seeing it here on the RamosLaw.com text line, Like some people just say, hey, a turd covered with sprinkles is still a turd, or someone, hey, I've been telling you guys for weeks, Bo Nix stinks and all this stuff, and that's fair. You guys can have whatever opinion you want.
Turd covered in sprinkles is still a turd. I mean, damn.
But let's just see.
So here's
Let's
another
just
question,
see.
then, Zach, because I've heard this. Jarrett Stidham has had a phenomenal camp. He's done well. Is there a scenario where Bo Nix struggles in this game against Cincy? Which could happen. I don't expect it to happen, but it could. Do you sit the young man down and let him calm down and go with Jarrett Stidham because you do have to win games? Or do you continue to ride the hot hand? I'm asking you.
Oh, my God. If you think for a second that Sean Payton is going to pull his son, you are nuts. You're nuts. I don't think there's a scenario where if it started to be like
egregious, like it's just horrible.
Yeah, and I think egregious is a good word. If it started, to look like that, maybe Sean would consider it. But outside of that, I mean, and you hear from Sean like talking about Bo after what we saw on Sunday. It was hard to watch. It was cringeworthy at times. Like you listen to Sean talk about those plays and talk about his cue that he was calling Diana Orsini about, leaving her a voice message.
That's my cue.
And all that they said was, "I love my cue," and hang up. You think he's gonna pull that guy? And then you hear what he's saying after the game. I mean, I do want to I want to get into some of the Sean Payton audio. All right, and Dante here. I want to get into some of this Sean Payton audio. All right, and you tell me if Sean Payton sounds like a guy who would at any point this year bench his young quarterback. You'll hear from the head coach next.
Does Bo Nix shoulder the most blame for the loss to the Chargers?
Am I pinning it all on Bo? No, but you can't have it both ways. You can't, as a football fan or as a football media, talk endlessly about the importance of the quarterback, and then after a game like this say, well, what do you mean? It wasn't really Bo's fault. Can't have it both ways.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Change is always happening. Hey, it's part of life, and when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. But no matter how things change in 5 years, there's one thing that'll stay the same: the price of your internet. Xfinity is introducing the 5-year price guarantee. It means you'll get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with their best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report August 2024.
Okay, Michael. Any other questions about your Select Health insurance?
How much time do you have?
I have exactly as much time as you need.
Wonderful, because I have exactly 112 more questions.
112.
112.
112 it is. Let's do this.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
Car accident? We've got you. Flanagan Law connects you with the top doctors and handles the legal stress. We give back, donating a portion of every attorney fee to charity. Flanagan Law, justice with heart. Focus on healing. We'll take care of the rest.
Ever tried fixing an outlet yourself? First, you watch a DIY video, then you grab your tools. Next thing you know, sparks are flying and your hair looks like you just licked an electrical socket. Let's avoid that, shall we? Piper Electric has been providing expert electrical service since 1983. Repairs, upgrades, EV charger installations, even commercial and industrial. They do it all and do it right. They're giving you $50 off your next service. No fried hair required. Call 303-422-9219 today. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts. This segment on 104.3 The Fan is powered by American Financing.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we are just continuing the Bo Nix conversation. And Sean Payton, we'll hear more from Sean Payton tomorrow. Actually, you want to know what? We actually might not, given that the game's on Sunday.
On Monday.
Did we get the media schedule already? Okay, we are not hearing from Sean Payton tomorrow. We will hear Monday, from him on Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
Which means we'll probably hear from the coordinators on Friday. Sean will talk one more time on Saturday. Nothing on Sunday, and then the game will be on Monday. Did you like Monday Night Football? Did you like having to wait through the weekend?
I loved it. I loved it because you are on prime time. Everybody at home, whether it's players, whether it's us, it's the fans, they're tuning into that game, and you want to have your best game on a Monday night. I know growing up, you would hear the song, And it was a guy at the time that was playing the guitar, and it was like Monday Night Football, and he had the song with that. I don't remember his name.
Oh, fellas, do you guys remember the what country singer used to do the theme for Monday Night Football? Was it Hank Williams Jr.?
Was that him?
Yes.
I just remember it, and it's like, man, like I want to be a part of that. And so like Monday night, you get up for that. It's a night game, and you want to be able to make a memory so everybody talks about you. I mean, if you have a really good play, X now and social media is blowing up about you.
Yeah, it's true. And you're the standalone game.
That's it.
You know, you get all the coverage. You lead the conversations the next day on all the debate shows. This was Sean Payton yesterday, though. Let's just start here on what Sean saw. And again, because you asked the question a couple minutes ago. You said, hey, if this continues to trend this way, and you weren't predicting that it will, you said, is there a scenario where they could take him out temporarily and play Jarrett Stidham? And it's not a crazy thought. Now I would emphatically say that's not going to happen. But you're not the only one that's asking this question. And I told you yesterday, I had a former Denver Bronco text me 9 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, do you think the Broncos would be 3-0 if Jarrett Stidham was playing? So it's again, regardless of where you land on the question, you are not the only one. And there's people on the RamosLaw.com text line for sure. Here's Sean Payton. You tell me if this sounds like someone who is could potentially bench his quarterback. This is what Sean on what the film said about the deep incompletions.
There's the two deep throws, the flea flicker, and then the third down play. And I think you got to be careful you're not overcoaching a deep ball that's going off the fingertips. Now, we've seen a couple in the last 2 weeks, and yet someone asked me about it yesterday, and I think that the more concerning problem would be is if we're leaving those balls inside where, they're susceptible for an interception. So he's climbing the pocket. He's doing a great job. Both of those are third and long situations where there's, obviously a different type of pass rush, but that's not what's concerning to me this morning after the loss yesterday would be, the deep ball misses. That wouldn't be what's on my mind.
So he's like, I mean, he's making it sound like it's not on his radar. And Bo Nix, he's playing great, and these balls going where it's supposed to. And hey, those misses are long, man. We don't want them short. And it's like, man, he is. And I don't blame him. I'm not saying he's doing anything wrong because I think he's trying to protect his quarterback and keep his confidence to the point that you were making a few minutes ago with Drew Lock. But yeah, Sean Payton has directly tied his reputation and future to Bo Nix, because you didn't just draft him. You have gone to the mountaintops with a megaphone about Bo Nix. So to say that Bo Nix could potentially fail is saying that I've failed.
Yeah,
and I don't think
Sean has failed. And if Sean fails, my guessing is the Denver Broncos are not going to win a lot of games, because you do need a quarterback. You do need a coach that believes in his offense, that believes in his team, that's going to put the right people out there. And yeah, it does look like Bo is being protected a little bit by Sean because it's early in the season.
Very.
And the opportunities are there. Now, Bo needs to settle down. He is climbing the pocket well, but now it's about anchoring your feet, setting your feet, stepping into the throw so you have a more accurate ball. And those are things that if you do and you hit on, those are touchdowns. Those are first downs, so that you move the ball, so that you can get in some rhythm. That's what you're looking for. So, yeah, Bo needs to be better. We all know that. But also for Sean saying, like Mims should have, I guess, caught it because of it hit his fingertips. I mean, you heard what Sean just said.
Come on. I don't know. I think that he's putting a little bit of lipstick on this thing, again, which is fine. It's fine. He is a young football player, and it is early in the season. And if someone like me or you is not tapping out on Bo Nix, Sean Payton, he couldn't spell tap out on Bo Nix. He would not bring himself to even consider that. So here's a little bit more from Sean on his conversations with Bo Nix.
The conversations relative with the Q would not be those two deep balls on 3rd and 23 or 3rd and 11. The conversation would be throughout the game relative to plays we're getting in and out of, location throws, 3rd down. I mean, a lot's been made, I think, of the two long balls, and I'll be honest with you, and that again, driving in this morning, that'd be like 50th on my to-do list item.
50th.
Ooh-wee.
3 layups that directly impacted a win and loss would be 50th on Sean's list. That just goes to show you, I mean,
they're both safe. That's his boy. That's his Q.
Yeah.
And he's willing to do anything to protect him.
Yes. But if this continues, and I don't think it's going to. I really don't. We saw this last year. This team will evolve. Bo will improve.
It's week 3. Bo struggled last year. Week 4, he turned it on. Now, he didn't have a passing touchdown. It was against the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a rushing touchdown.
No, it was week 3 was the Bucks.
But week 3 was the Bucks.
Yep, week 4 was the Jets.
Okay, he had his first passing touchdown.
That first passing touchdown was week 4, yep.
All right, so Bo, now it's time to turn it on. Now it's time to take care of the football, make the throws when they are there, because they will be there again against Cincy, and have a good game. Relax, just let it go. Go play loose and play free so that you can make some big-time plays and we can win this game.
Yeah, but he's got to improve, because I'll tell you this, if this dynamic maintains here, Bo struggling, Sean saying there's nothing to do here, that does have an expiration date on it. It's fine for September, but if this season starts to get away from you and the poor play persists and you're continuing to put out that message, eventually it will cross over from protecting your young quarterback to propaganda. And this fan base is way too smart. So it's okay to acknowledge that Bo Nix has struggled, all right? We're optimistic. We're hopeful that it's going to improve. And I can't wait for this next chapter, chapter 4.
Let's Bo.
Let's Bo.
Let's Bo.
Okay. There has been a topic nationally for years, really, revolving around one guy in Denver sports. And I believe we have reached the intersection where the debate has been settled. We'll talk about it next.
The Broncos couldn't finish off the Chargers and missed a golden opportunity to gain ground in the AFC West. With an uphill battle ahead of them, can Denver get back on track and keep pace within the division? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com.
Brandon Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
Denver, are you ready to ascend? Bring me the horizon. USA Ascension Program Part 1.
Every sky will build, my friend.
With special guest Motionless in White, The Plot in You, and Amira El Fiki. On sale now through Ticketmaster. Produced by Live Nation. Bring Me the Horizon. New album, Post-Human, Next Gen. Out now.
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Mike Evans here for Copperhead Plumbing. Your home doesn't have to flood before you know there's a problem. With the Mow and Flow Smart Water Shutoff System, you can monitor your home's water usage in real time right from your phone. You'll get notified the moment a leak starts. Trust Copperhead Plumbing for professional installation. Ask about installing a Mow and Flow system today.
Copperhead Plumbing, built to last. Call us once, you'll forget the past.
Copperhead Plumbing. They plumb different. They plumb custom.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. If you've been injured in an accident, you want Wilhite. Colorado drivers know that when they're hit, we hit back harder. Get your free case review right now. Just call 303-GOOD-LAW today or visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Samuel Adams at Mile High Station on Monday, September 29th from 4 to 6:15 p.m. for the Fan Football pregame show. Get your head in the game with orange and blue face painting and ice cold Oktoberfest. See you there.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Tuesday. I mean, this show has absolutely flown by. And appreciate you guys being here with us, rocking with us here on The Drive, 2 to 6. You know, there's been a topic nationally for, 25 now? So I'd say 5-6 years. And it's been revolving around a guy in Denver sports. And I think the debate has finally been settled here, really within the last year and a half.
Year and some change.
Yeah. And I'm talking about the greatest player walking planet Earth that plays the game of basketball. And the correct answer being Nikola Jokic. And it's been so widely debated for years. I think that things have really settled in for the Joker from a narrative standpoint. And I have some evidence to point to. But before I passed along the evidence. I think that some of the key things that happened that flipped the conversation, not flipped because a lot of people had agreed that Jokic was the greatest player in the world, but flipped people who weren't there, is when he took the group of Nuggets to the left and right of him to 7 games with a dominant and historically great Oklahoma City Thunder team. All right? And I'm saying historically great by the stats. And also, in the last summer, when Team Serbia, with one other NBA player, had Team USA, a top 3 greatest assembled roster in the history of the game that James Naismith made up decades ago, on the ropes in the Olympics, I think that, as well as pushing Oklahoma City to 7 games.
And just being consistent throughout his career. Like everything, when you talk about greatness, it's about being consistent every year. Like you're the same version of yourself, no matter who you're playing. And that's Jokic for you. He is the man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. People, there's no argument anymore. And specifically, that you said in that Game 7 against the Thunder, there's so much context to the game.
It's true.
You know, even starting with Michael Malone being fired before the postseason even started. Some dramatic distractions there. And then taking a team where Jamal Murray, your second best player, isn't doing his part. Where you have MPJ, who was MIA. We had Aaron Gordon, who was dealing with injuries. And yet you were able to hang with the Thunder. Why? Because of the greatest player in the world, and that's Jokic.
Well, Tim Bontemps of ESPN, which has created a cottage industry on these polls for MVP straw polls and these off-season polls. So he did his annual off-season survey asking 20 NBA coaches, scouts, and executives, asking a variety of questions. And one of them was, who is the current best player in the world? Phil, 19 of 20 NBA coaches, scouts, and executives, 19 of 20 voted Nikola Jokic. That is as much agreement as you're going to get on any one subject in the year 2025.
Who's the one? Like, who's that one that doesn't want to agree? Like, come on.
There is always one. That's why they say, and I've been using this example for years, 9 out of 10 dentists say you should use blank. You know, there's always one who's like, nah. Luka got 1 vote. We don't know who it is because this is an anonymous survey. This is what Tim Bontemps wrote. He said, only a stray 1 for Doncic separated Jokic from becoming the first unanimous selection for this honor across the 7 years the survey has been conducted. For just about every voter, there was little hesitation in picking Jokic before moving on to the next question. A nod more to his remarkable run than a slight at Gilgeous-Alexander or anyone else. Quote, as long as he's walking and breathing, one East executive said of the Serbian superstar, it should be him. So, for now, it's settled. And we'll find a way to disagree on stuff with Jokic when the season starts, because it happens like clockwork.
I don't know about this year. I mean, look at the roster that was assembled around him now. This is what Jokic has
loaded.
Been. Man, I can't wait to start diving deep into
Same.
like the players.
Same. Another question on this poll, this annual offseason poll, which team has had the best offseason? The Hawks received 7 votes. The Nuggets were actually second with 4 of the 20 votes. So 1 out of every 5 was voting for Denver. What was the best move of the offseason? There was plenty of responses, but one of these votes said Cam Johnson to Denver. Who will win the title? This is what I find fascinating as well. Who will win the NBA title? This is 20 people inside the league, coaches, scouts, and executives. There was only 2 responses given. 18 people voted Oklahoma City, and 2 people voted Denver. Not one other team from the Western Conference was named, and not one team from the East was named. That is wild. Wild. So
it's a lot of pressure, though, for David Adelman.
It is.
First year head coach.
It is.
But you got the best player in the world. You put together a great roster. Of course, you got to stay healthy. But, man, they can do it. They can do it.
They can. And I cannot wait to see. I think this team is going to be so fun to watch. I'm very eager. But one other thing that came out of this poll is that one of the questions was, who will be the best player in the NBA in 2030? We're already here in 2025. 19 of 20 people said yes. But to the question, who will be the best player in the NBA in 2030, Jokic did not receive a single vote. And I probably would not vote for Jokic myself. And I think the world of him. And I'm just saying.
How old will he be at that time, Zach?
35.
Okay, 35.
Yeah. And I just say that to say we really need to be hyper conscious of, I say to my wife probably once or twice a week, man, we have to remember Mia's voice like this. The little squeaky voice and the broken English, and it's not going to be like this. And we have to just try to stay present in the moment. And you got 5 and 1 at home, and I have 7 and 3, and it's like, man, things will change. This will be an empty house one day. We need to stay hyper aware and present of this era of Nuggets basketball, because it is the second half of Jokic's prime. We probably already stepped 1 foot into the second half of his prime, and it's just not always going to be this way. So we got to enjoy it.
It's going to be an empty house at some point, 5-6 years from now. Man, that's crazy to think.
Phil, when I first came to Denver, you can get into a Nuggets game for about $9. I sat in the lower bowl of a playoff game against San Antonio for less than $50.
And now you're sitting in suites.
Oh,
Look at you.
All right.
The glow up is real.
The glow up, he said. Oh, my gosh. All right. Hey, fun show, spirited show, lots of great debate. If you missed some of that, go check out the Drive podcast. Thank you guys for being here. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight. Coming up next.
Ralphie 7 ran wild at Folsom Field, and the Buffs rolled over the Cowboys in a much-needed win. Can Coach Prime and company keep the momentum rolling as they begin their slate of conference play in the Big 12? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about how you're feeling. All right, how is your Tuesday? Are you feeling maybe like some of this Colorado weather here today? Dreary, wet, down in the dumps. All right, your energy level is low. Maybe your sleep patterns are off. All right, and maybe you don't have the energy to make it to the gym, and when you do drag yourself there, it feels like exactly that, a drag. And maybe because of these dynamics, you're putting on some weight, and hopefully you're not feeling sad or depressed. Believe it or not, these could all be tied back to symptoms of low testosterone, all right, which is natural. It just happens to us men as we age. Go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com, though, and take that low T quiz on their website. Simple 10-question quiz, yes or no answers, literally takes you 2 minutes. But from there, you can schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They'll draw your blood. They'll have the results within 30 minutes. A Colorado licensed medical provider will review those results with you, discuss your options, and you'll make a decision together with their medical team. Cost of the appointment is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of that appointment, your visit is completely free. Fellas, you have one life to live. Don't spend it wondering if you're suffering from low testosterone. Go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I
do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that O'Mara owns GMC on 104th? It's true, and now it's time to check them out.
That's right, and O'Mara GMC announces the lowest lease payments of the year. GMC Hummer, just $549. Sierra 1500, just $479.
Wow, lease a GMC Hummer for only $549 a month, or a Sierra 1500 for just $479.
That's O'Mara GMC on 104th. OmaraGMC.com.
Stock TU 601245, 26 GMC Hummer EV, stock SZ 146350, 25 GMC Sierra 1500. See website for complete details.
MGK presents the Lost Americana Tour. Playing Ball Arena, November 23rd. MGK with special guest Julia Wolf. The brand new album Lost Americana is available everywhere now. Pre-sale for City Card members is available now through Wednesday at 10 p.m. at livenation.com.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and I want to tell you about my new obsession, and that's with Daisy's French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is sitting back, relaxing, eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching any big-time game. And now that Daisy's has come out with a delicious Daisy French Onion Dip, along with a Daisy Ranch Dip, these are definitely game changers that you are not going to want to miss out on. They're as delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So if you want to be blown away like I was, then you need to give Daisy's French Onion Dip a try today. You can find Daisy's French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Attention taxpayers, if you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000. And they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated.
Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief.